Hey, Action Toon Bros fans, this is Matthew Lewis, one of the hosts of the Action Toon Bros. This is an episode we recorded pretty early on during the pandemic, and we tried to do it over Discord with remote audio recordings, but it didn't turn out too great. But since it's the finale of the Young Justice series, we did want to release this as it was. We had a number of audio issues while trying to record, including some audio getting slowed down, one of our mics not working for a period of time, a whole lot of editing on my part later. We finally have something that we're willing to put up. I hope that it is worth listening to. I hope it turns out good. This is the episode, and I hope you enjoy it. We will be returning with the finale of Korra and our next two series recovering in the second season of the Action Toon Bros podcast. Currently only available on YouTube. The RSS links have gone down for the period, but they will be back up soon. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our Young Justice series finale for now, until the recently announced Season 4 is complete. Alright, we're going.
Same
3,
here.
2, 1. Did you clap?
Yeah, I already did my clap. You did 3.
I didn't even hear your clap.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, trust me, when you get my file, you're definitely gonna see it.
Yeah, I see a big spiking line on my stuff. Okay.
Okay,
All right,
so yeah, now we're recording.
Welcome to Action Toon Bros, episode 31.
Oh, yeah.
Almost misnumbered
that's
it.
right, 31.
Yeah, the series finale of Young Justice.
Yes. Who are you again?
Oh, well, my name is Matthew Lewis.
And I'm Ben
And my co-host, what is your name?
Oh,
I talked over your name.
Ben Sturgeon is my name. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Matt. I have...
Yep.
The last time I watched this was about maybe a month ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say on my end, I've already told Ben 100 times, but like we've made so many plans that were canceled, that were like mixed up and stuff. I've seen this batch of 5 episodes probably about like 4 times at least, and like it's insane how many times I'm having to go through this. But I love Young Justice, so I don't have a problem with it. Also, I've done that quick Injustice 2 stream where I just rattled off some random Young Justice knowledge.
Wait.
Get it out of my dang head.
What? You do streaming now? No way.
Yeah, well, barely, but yeah, very poor streams where I got my butt kicked like 7 matches in a row.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't watch that one. I just saw you upload your test stream when you did Dark Souls 3 a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm run through Dark Souls. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I'll probably do some more of that when we do the online stuff. But yeah, I streamed a little bit of Young Justice streamed Injustice 2. Young Justice random knowledge and me getting my ass kicked on Twitch channel. I think it's just Matthew Lewis podcast, like literally everything else. Got to keep it branded.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say you might as well just keep it under one YouTube channel rather than stretch it out between like 2, maybe 3 different ones.
Yeah, might as well keep it the same. But yeah, this batch of episodes, the series, or not series, I'm pretty sure it's another season because of the cliffhanger ending we get. But the series finale of season 3 of Young Justice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as of right now, it's gonna be series finale, even though they've been talking and being in the works of season 4. Right now, this is actually gonna be like the last anything we do for Young Justice until we get more.
Yeah, that's why we're taking a break after this batch, but this is a very significant batch of episodes because, like, I thought about going back and watching like beforehand, but like, I pretty much understand what's going on with the whole situation with the up to date to now. But yeah, it's a pretty good batch of episodes. Want to get started?
Yeah, and also note, this is going to be a momentous occasion for me because Matt has informed me that after we're done with this episode, he's got a very special next series planned for me. I'm scared. I'm scared about this because I have no idea what he's gonna have me watch. But he hasn't failed me yet. So, with all of that out of the way, let's start with episode 22. Is
22 Antisocial Pathologies.
All right. So start us
Also,
off,
I don't have my filter on, so I'm popping like an MF with these P's in my dang recording. I don't have my pop filter on, but I'm looking at my like voice thing. Anyway, yeah. Episode 22. Antisocial Pathologies opens in Mongolia. Vandal Savage is going with the light again, just having a meeting with all their monitors. Gretchen Good is saying that she's explaining how last episode, when they rescued Nightwing, Black Lightning, and they took the Mother Box girl, that she like lost all that stuff, but then Ultra Human Knight's like, don't worry about the Halo girl. We have plans for her. And Gretchen's like, actually, the Halo girl and that Boom Tube boy, they're interesting. What's the deal with them? It's also I love seeing Gretchen, Granny Goodness just being dope as heck. Ultra Human Knight says he has dibs on her because she is his deal. Gretchen's like, oh, Savage, what are you gonna just like side with the Ultra Human Knight on this? Also, the Markovs, what's up with them? That's when we cut to Tara Markov just walking the streets by herself, where she is suddenly jumped in the shadows by a crazy masked person, but she manages to use her combat skills to break free, and it's Deathstroke, one of our favorite top humans in the DCU.
Yep.
And this is when he says, oh, Tara, you're my spy. Why haven't you been telling me more about Halo and Victor Stone? And that's when we get the intro.
Ah, yes, that wonderful intro that we're not going to be seeing after so long.
Yeah, I'm curious what the next one's going to be.
Same here.
He accuses her of going soft and that she's given up on her training. He keeps seeing some flashbacks of him just beating her up, but then saying, hey, you're cool, you're good. Deathstroke tells her that, hey, the pain reminds you what's right. You know, don't trust them. They're all backstabbers and they're not trustworthy. And then he hands her a weird little device, which we don't know what it is just yet. At the hub, Dick is still like suffering from the X-Pit stuff, but everyone else is like, well, what's it called? Jefferson, Black Lightning is just like, I'm perfectly fine. I don't get what's his deal. What's his problem? We see like Bruce, Barbara, Dick, Tim all around the thing. Helga, Jace is running some scans, even though at this point, I think we know she's bad at this point. We don't know to what extent, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, we know that she's up to something. We don't know exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, but also, I was gonna say at the top of this episode, this should be called "Matthew was right the whole time."
Oh no!
This episode specifically, we see Bruce is taking his temperature, and nobody knows what's going on with him. But then we cut to dinner. We see Brion watching the Courtney Whitmore show, talking about Infinity Inc. Is this when you first hear about them?
I think this is actually the second time because when Lex Luthor wanted to try to get the outsiders out of the numbers running, I think that was the first time actually we heard of Infinity Inc.
I don't think the thing where he's watching the scales the whole time. I don't think that's happened yet, has it?
Okay, no. You're right. This is the first time Infinity Inc. has actually been said. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say, assuming you still haven't read those goddamn issues of 52 I gave you, have you?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
No dead air.
I'm sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Yeah, so you still haven't read the dang thing. So
shut up! I know. Shut up! I know I'm bad about it, but I would love to give them back to you, but I can't since we're stuck in here during the Justin Bieber concert.
We're still quarantined. Yeah. What? I don't even get that reference.
I'll explain later.
Infinity Inc. is a group of superheroes who, spoiler at the end of this season, but also just in the comics, they're an old group, but they like keep getting rehashed every once in a while. And in 52, they're an organization built by Lex Luthor, which we don't know yet. But Brion's watching some internet TV show about them, and he's just like, "Oh, these out there taking the outsiders' space." And then Garfield's just like, "Hey, man, it's cool. Don't worry about it." We see Forager, Victor, and Violet just all having a nice pancake dinner, and like. It's very cute. Brion notices that Violet's still looking depressed. He still doesn't know about her whole sickness dying thing at this point even.
I forget. Do they know about what she did to their parents?
Yeah, he knows about the kiss, but he doesn't know that she's dying. Supposedly.
No. I'm talking about the thing that. Okay, never mind. They don't know yet. Apparently,
they don't know that she. No. He knows about when she kissed Bluebird. What's her name? But he doesn't know about the gun stuff. I don't think he doesn't know that she's supposedly dying.
Gotcha.
Where the heck was I? Yeah. They are ready to go. They don't know. He's saying that she feels useless because she can't use her powers to help Dick. Brion says, "Hey man, don't worry. You're not useless. We're all gonna help, and we're gonna beat Gretchen good at some point." He points out that the reason for Dick's condition, what is this? He can't breathe, eating pancakes. Yeah, they're just chilling out, but he cuts back to the hub, and we see him covered in ice because Bruce said earlier, like, get him some help. Helga's like, we don't know why, but his temperature keeps going up, and it's receding for the moment, but he's not getting any better. Jefferson's like, hey man, let's go get some coffee. And this is when Barbara, Bruce, and Tim go to like talk in the background. Barbara explains that Alfred is watching over Dick for the moment. Bruce talks to Cal, Melgan, can I talk to you? And then Tim and them start talking. Helga's like, hey, it's don't be sad, this is going to get better. But then Jefferson notices that the entire team, that with the listed here in the website too, Batman is retired from the Justice League. He recruited Dick, who recruited Black Lightning to that team. They've been behind the shadows and behind everything. He starts like putting it all together with the Bat Drone and everything. It's really messed up.
Right?
The entire back plan together. It's a really cool scene. I actually like every time. That's one of the things I look forward to whenever I have to rewatch these episodes. Yeah, but like he starts to understand, like, oh, you did this, and that was you, and you guys set everything up, and everyone's really upset, and like it's really crazy intense scene. Everyone's yelling about what's happening. Tara's listening and watching, but Helga just comes up and puts a control chip on her neck and makes her leave the building. In Mongolia, Savage is looking through his monitors when a boom tube opens up, and he just walks through, and he has a meeting with Darkseid. We don't know what about just yet. Back at the I think you want to say the Titans Tower thing.
Yeah, right. It's hard to not call it like the Titans Tower when it's really just the hub.
Yeah, like it's weird because like the Outsiders in the original comics are just a group of like not affiliated with any other super. It's weird. Like they made them kind of Teen Titans at the end of the show, which I don't mind. But yeah, this is when when back at the hub when Helga takes Velvet to the car. And then she looks in the back and she sees Tara and Brion. And she says, oh, I have the cure for you. And also, they know about it. They're fine. And like, yes, Helga, we're fine. They're like obviously mind controlled. Tara, they're like just driving off with like all under control of Helga Jace. This is when Tara has a flashback and reminds her how to get out of situations like this. And how she was weak when she was captured and how Jace gave her the powers. It's just like, yeah, it's a very interesting scene of her just flashing back how much she cares about Deathstroke.
Right.
Back in the hub, Victor and Forager watch as Jefferson starts yelling at Bruce and Cal in the kitchen, and everyone's just really embarrassed about it. This is when like everyone's like pretty much split up at this point because like they told the Outsiders that like, yeah, we set stuff up for you, it was kind of bad. And this is when Gar finds out that McGann was in on it. It's like just a whole huge thing. Gar finds out that Cassie was into it, and like, who said that this is gonna break you two up to Tim about Cassie not knowing? Virgil wasn't there, right? No, yeah,
no, it wasn't Virgil. I think this was all Gar. Like during his lash out, was he brought up like that Superman and Wonder Woman wouldn't approve. He even brings up he even brings up the Tim, what if he told Cassie kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's what I mentioned. Like, she would be pissed if you did that. And then Tim's just like, yeah, I know, I'd be in trouble. This was when, let's say they found out about the whole book. Well, you guys teed up the whole situation with the Reach ships. And like, no, you guys did that after it went out of control. And they talk about the main mission where that weird Irish guy was actually Bruce in disguise.
Yeah, right?
And McGann was the girl.
Oh, my goodness.
That was her. Like, Barbara's just getting yelled at, and they say, "Oh, well, Condiment King was real."
Well,
just like, okay, great.
Of course, Condiment King is real. I mean, I know this guy doesn't know, but it's like when he asked that, I had to chuckle because, well, Condiment King is very real, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was something you guys did handle. Congratulations. They keep fighting. They just keep like yelling at each other. Cal's and them are just kind of defending their position to Jefferson, and Jefferson just keeps screaming back at them. They try to apologize, but it's just like, it's crazy. But then Dick comes out and says, "Hey man, I know you're really pissed at me. Take it out on me, Jeff. It's all my fault." But then we cut back to Helga taking them to the laboratory, where she's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna heal you, Violet. We're gonna heal you. It's gonna be great." And then like she gets in a weird chair, and she's just like suddenly the thing like she has a flashback of something happening to her. And this is when she finally realizes, like, wait a minute, I remember what happened. And then the Ultra Humanite and Gretchen Good show up.
Oh, no.
I love that they're just both there. Those two
bad guys are being bad.
I love Ultra Humanite in this. I know him only from Justice League Unlimited and this show, but, like, I found out that apparently it's, like, the Ultra Humanite is the brain inside, and it, like, jumps bodies. It was a Superman villain from back in the day.
Wait. So Ultra Humanite... So the brain... is actually inside Ultra Humanite?
No, not the brain. It's just like the Ultra Humanite being is the brain that you can see exposed on the gorilla's head. And it was like, I think maybe like one of the first Superman villains, and it would like possess different stuff.
Ultra Humanite is a brain that just jumps hosts.
Yeah, but like in like most things, most modern things, it's only been in the white gorilla.
Gotcha. Okay, I get you now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, Gretchen shows up and she's just like, restraining band. She puts a weird band on top of Violet's eyes and she's knocked out. And this is when she explains the X pit where Overlord takes them, which Overlord's still one of my favorite like characters in this series.
Oh, that little cutie.
I love it, like the weird little robot thing, and it just goes brrr, the big noise it makes. It's just like it's so funny. Its name is like the way it looks. It's like sounds. I love everything about the Overlord.
I gotcha.
Ridiculous. But yeah, they banned her, and they explained the X pit once again with the Markovs being controlled. She says, "Oh, this girl who's her organic form overwrites some of the limitations that Metron put on all non-organic mother and father boxes." And I was like, that's interesting. Is there something are there other organic mother and father boxes besides Cyborg and Violet? And I couldn't really remember anything. I was like, I don't know if I've seen anything. But yeah, it's really cool if I actually find out what she is. The X pit, they go down, and it's that weird, like, nebulous torture zone.
Right.
And Gretchen starts explaining that with Violet's powers, if they interact, they will create the anti-life equation, which is true mind control, better than all the other things that we saw last season them using.
Right, yeah, I mean, sorry, gonna have to point this out, but when we find out what Gretchen thinks is the anti-life equation, it seems so simple.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, minor kind of spoiler, but like when they finally activate it, like they don't. I was gonna say you haven't read 52, so you definitely haven't read Countdown to Final Crisis or Final Crisis, which is just Darkseid has the anti-life equation and he just takes over the universe. It's like you actually see you actually hear what the actual equation is, and it's actually really interesting and weird.
But in this, so this one is actually way more simplistic than that.
Yeah, because like. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of mind control and and everyone's still pretty much in their faculties and has all their abilities. But it's like just a way more played down, like showing how it works. But like it's also like I said, it's like a literal equation you can say that like will hypnotize people into doing whatever you want permanently. It's really cool because it's like I wish I had it written down somewhere, but it's really interesting. But yeah, it's way more complex than it is shown in this show. But yeah, she pushes Violet with the band on her into the X pit, and then starts going out crazy blue energy. And she says, it's the anti-life equation. I've discovered it. And she shoves, she doesn't shove Gretchen in it. Or Gretchen doesn't shove, what's her name in it yet, does she?
Yeah, you mean Jace? Yeah, she does.
Yeah, Jace. Oh, I think before that, they come back to the hub. We hear Bruce talking to Barbara saying like, hey, this whole big dumb scheme that everyone's pissed off at you about? It's kind of all your idea, and it's kind of all your proteges leading all the aspects of it. You think that's bad, and you think you've gotten really, out of control. And Bruce, in typical Batman fashion, doesn't say anything. Not taking any credit for his horrible mistakes. Back in the X pit, this is when Helga asks, like, what is the anti-life equation? And Gretchen's like, oh, I'll tell you. And then she just shoves her into the thing.
Yep. In good apocalyptic fashion.
Yeah, of course. That's how Gretchen rolls. Suddenly she's just like, okay, well, do you have anything you want to tell your family, your kids, Jason? This is when she finally goes into her entire plan, which is absolutely insane. And it's like, I absolutely love that I was right the whole time.
Right? Yeah, I'm glad you were. Like,
psycho.
When she started becoming evil, I'm like, oh, this is what Matt was talking about. Then this whole thing happened. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. So not only was Matt right, but they did it a really good way.
Yeah, she's absolutely a psychopath. And it's just like I said in the I'm only familiar with the character from the Black Lightning TV show, where she's just like a very not minor, she's a prominent character, but she's just like a very off doctor who's doing experiments with meta-teens and works with Jefferson's wife. But like, she's just a straight up psychopath who doesn't care about murdering children to like get superpowers or whatever the hell she's doing. And that's the character in the show completely. And then the fact that she's like so weird in this, but then finally we reveal, yes, she's exactly as you thought. She's a crazy psychopath who's willing to like murder kids and just like torture people and all kinds of stuff just to have like a weird super family or something. It's very bizarre. But yeah, she goes into her plan about how she says like, oh, the Brion, they when I transformed them with their powers, they weren't the Markovs anymore, they were my kids. And then also with Violet, I thought she was a failure, so when I killed her with morphine and had to dump her body, I thought I had a false positive. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
she's the absolute worst.
She is.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. She's just like, yeah, Bedlam tried to take Terra away from me, but then I gave Brion powers, and then I thought I had a daughter, and I was glad to have my whole meta family, but then I found out that Violet was actually just a ghost computer possessing a girl, and she's a monster, and she's dating my son, and I've got to get rid of her. And it's just like, and then she says, "Oh, that's what I meant the Ultra Humanite and the light," and they told me about all I needed to know. It's like crazy. She's like, I'm gonna kill Violet. I don't care about them, and it's so insane.
It is. It really is.
It was such an interesting plan that I totally did not see it coming until this episode. I was like, oh my god, that's what she's been doing this whole time.
But what about her and Jefferson? That's got to be real, right? Nope, that was all part of her evil scheme.
Yeah, she seduced Jefferson in order to stay with her children and in their lives when they were taken by the group, and just like it's just all insane. And she was really pissed about it. It's crazy. Then she said she had made up the thing about Violet dying just so she would leave the family and she wouldn't be with them anymore, so she could give them to the Ultra Humanite. And it's just like
what? Violet dying is a lie? What?
Yeah, I know. That's made up too.
Sorry.
That made her go get a gun and make out and drink alcohol and shoot and be crazy. But yeah, and then they finally say, okay, Gretchen's satisfied, so she has the Overlord take everyone out of the pit. And she says, well, Helga, you're really terrible, you know that? And this is when Brion and Tara are both like very much angry at her. Helga's saying, hey, it's fine. I don't care if they hate me, they're mine now, right? And then she's just like, well, sure. Ultra Humanite's saying, hey, you're not gonna get that girl. That's too important. And this is when they finally mention the Starotech and the control chips, and like I guess also Queen Bee's powers do similar things, but they're not as good as the anti-life equation is.
So Starotech and the control chips, as well as Queen Bee's power, were like a extremely watered down version of the anti-life equation.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, I guess the control chips are. It's all very interesting and bizarre because, like, I don't know the functionality of how, like, the extent of what they are capable of. Like, when people had the Starotech, could they talk or were they just completely mindless?
No. Because remember, at the season finale of 1, they still spoke. Because remember, Black Canary had a Starro chip on her, and she was just like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Oh yeah, so they can control it to an extent, and also the control chips you can just get any medic to do whatever you want, or you can threaten to kill them. So
right,
it's all very interesting. But yeah, it's very very cool. But yeah, I'm glad they actually mentioned it because like the way that they show the anti-life equation as just being a mind control thing. And they show like, yeah, we have other mind control stuff that we've literally did the entire last season, but they're not important, so don't worry about them.
Yeah, right.
So she's this is when Tara they're Gretchen Good and Ultra Human are arguing about what they're gonna do with Halo. Because technically she's supposed to belong to the Ultra Humanite, but she needs him. So this is when Tara finally activates that little chip in her hand that was given to her by Slade, and deactivates Brion, and then they have a huge fight, which is like it's really cool. But then Ultra Humanite boom tubes out with just a boom tube, and then like Gretchen uses Halo to boom tube them back to Apocalypse.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and this is when they go back to the hub once again, where Jefferson's like, "Hey, where's everybody? Come on, we gotta I'm gonna get out of here. I'm sick of you guys. You guys lied. I'm really pissed. Where's Helga at?" And they're like, "Yeah, she probably left with Violet. Who cares?" And Jefferson's like, "Yeah, I'm sure she's really angry about all this." And then when Brion and Sarah come up, and she's like, "Hey, where's Helga and where's Violet?" And they're just like, "Oh boy,
oh boy."
This is when they cut back to Mongolia, where we see the Light having a discussion again. But Gretchen's not there. We see Deathstroke say, yeah, I knew she was going to try to pull something with control chip, so I gave her an anti-control. I gave Tara the anti-control chip thing. Ultra Humanite says, yeah, this is a problem. I have Helga, and we lost the Markovs. And also she has the anti-life equation, which makes Vandal Savage actually freak out.
Yep, and Vandal Savage actually gets upset.
Yeah, it's very interesting. He's like, oh boy. And like, yeah, okay, there's a galactic tipping for Darkseid after this whole situation. This is when we come back to Brion and Tara after they've explained everything to Jefferson, and he's just like completely distraught. He's like, I can't believe she's evil. That's not the case. And it's just like he just leaves angrily and says, all right, don't follow me, as he just like stomps out of there. This is when we see Jeff back at the orphanage. We actually finally get to see Gretchen Good handing over Violet to Granny Goodness.
Wait,
what the heck? What? Yeah, I had no idea what the hell's going on when this happened.
Same here.
I know, like once again, only from tertiary comic stuff and mainly Superman TAS, Granny Goodness. I had no idea this was something that she does ever.
Yeah, yeah.
so
See,
bizarre.
same here. So, you and I, we always knew that Granny Goodness and Gretchen were the same thing, and then Gretchen hands over Violet to Granny Goodness. I was just like, wait, did Matt and I were Matt and I wrong about this version?
Yeah. I was trying to like figure out in my head. I was like, "Wait, what's happening? How?" But they'll explain it later. But the final shot is Tara going out to the balcony and calling Slade and saying, "Yeah, the heroes are really messed up. They are backstabbing each other all the time. They're lying to each other all the time. I'm ready to take them out whenever you want." And that is where we end the episode.
Yep.
Ooh, from a goof.
Yeah, you can say that again.
It was a very good episode because if like I said, I'm just happy to be correct about Jace.
Right. Yeah, I was
I'm
actually glad
tricked
because
me.
I was on one hand I was hoping that this was going to be a different version of Jace, but on the other hand, I was really hoping that, it would actually be where she is evil. And then all of that happened. I'm just like, yep, Matt was right.
Honestly, I really liked it. That's like I can't even think of an equivalent of like I guess I can a shittier version of it from the Flash TV show before the Flash spinoff happened. On the Arrow, you saw Killer Frost and Vibe as regular humans who were just lab techs for Barry Allen.
Okay.
And it was just like, I was like, that girl's Killer Frost. Like, how is this going to go down? And it was just like, she was good for like an entire like 2-3 seasons. And I'm like, how? She's like such a nice, cool, calm person. How's she going to become Killer Frost? And then they handled it very badly. And it was very stupid and bad. And I hated it. But like, just like the waiting for the character to pop off, or if they're not going to at all and this is a good version of them, that's a really fun angle to just like watch while you're watching a show.
Right.
It's like I guess that's the whole like that was the original appeal of like Smallville, where like Lex and Clark were best friends, and like how could they ever become like mortal enemies for like the entire rest of their lives? Just watching them be cool with each other.
Right.
I like the whole Jace reveal. Yeah, I love the whole Jace reveal.
It was amazing.
Honestly, that's probably one of the highlights of the season for me because that was really fantastic.
But hey, speaking of fantastic,
oh yeah,
this next episode, which is the 23rd episode of season 3, but because I'm a mature adult, of every episode of Young Justice, Matt gives me the 69th episode. What now? But wow, Matt, that laugh, dude.
Nice.
That laugh, dude. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're just gonna cut straight into episode 23. Terminus. How can they one-up what happened last time? Well, I'll tell you. We start off in the orphanage, where all 3 of the Green Lanterns, Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, and Jon Stewart, are all flying towards the orphanage, and they use their rings to trap it inside some kind of a construct. And of course, we see.
I was gonna say no. Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. The 3 that we know from the TV show, not any other one that Matt knows or anyone else who's like really big on DC.
Or that new girl one that I don't know the name of. Yeah.
But then you see like inside one of the ships, you see Elongated Man. Oh my god, that name!
Yeah.
Always that name.
That character is pretty interesting.
That's a way to put it. Elongated Man is flying in.
Man.
Is flying in with a whole squadron of ships. And, he's like, hey, Wonder Woman, deploy your squad, but be extremely careful because, well, it's the orphanage. We don't know what they're capable of.
Oh,
and, of course, Guy, of all of the Green Lanterns, Guy Gardner is just like, yeah, I'm suspicious too. But, they all start going in for the attack. Superman, Martian Manhunter, even Captain Atom are there with Icon, and of course,
yeah, I'm glad to see him back.
Oh yeah, dude, I was so happy to see Icon as well. And then as they're all getting ready for the attack, you just hear this weird sound, and you see this weird bluish purplish thing go out because the anti-life equation device is activated, and every single person who is there from the Justice League is ensnared, entrapped, and they all pass out. And then we hear the maniacal laugh of Granny Goodness. She's like, yes! Because everything is a success. And
I love Granny Goodness.
I think that is when we get the title card
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, I mean, because that's a perfect way of doing it. Well, anyway, we go to Santa Monica, where Jefferson is, like, sitting on a bench, and he's, like, relating everything.
He's like on a beach, like, just on a foggy beach. Or,
He's on some kind of beach, and he's just, like, thinking about everything. He's just, like, he got betrayed by the team. He's remembering Helga. He remembers the hot dog that they had. Well, that was because Virgil sits down beside him with a hot dog. Yeah. And of course, he's just like, nah, man, I can't do hot dogs. I'm too broken up.
Never again.
I don't know if they ever talk about anything, but I know at one point...
it's kind of just a silent scene where they just...
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is one of those just moments. A silent moment. Because then we cut back to the hub, where Garfield is watching another interview with Gretchen Good, claiming that her company has been violated by metahumans. Oh no! Even after all that she's done, those darn metahumans, they just betrayed her. Ugh. And of course, Gar's just like turns it off and just rolls his eyes pretty much, even though he's super upset. And of course, this is when we see Tigress, aka Artemis, is just like, whoa, yeah, you need to, like, not let her get to your head. This is exactly what she wants. And Forager's like, I wish I could sniff out Halo. And of course, Tigress is like, well, I mean, we've raided several of Gretchen's properties and everything. Haven't found anything linking her to, linking Gretchen to, like, Apocalypse or anything like that.
Ben, I was gonna say, have you kept up with Harley Quinn, the animated show?
No, I have not yet.
Okay, because there is a New Gods bug that I wasn't sure might have been Forager, and he really gets it. So I wanted to talk to you about that. So, yeah, we'll catch up. Maybe we'll do that show sometime.
Yeah, maybe we will.
You go on where you were.
No, you're fine. I mean, hell, I've cut you off so many times. Who knows? Since I don't know what you're gonna have us do next time, maybe that's the next show. I don't know. Anyway, questions for later. So they don't know anything about. I mean, they know Gretchen's bad. They just don't have any hard evidence to link her to being bad.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Cal, also known as Aquaman. It's hard to call him Aquaman now because
I exclusively call him Calderon. Seriously, I cannot call him anything else.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one. But Cal's just like
I'll never say Geoforce. I'll only say Brion because I love saying Brion.
Brion, yeah. But then Cal is just like, hey, we don't since we know that Sphere, Motherbox, and Victor couldn't find Halo. It's probably best that she go off world. So they're probably not even on this. She's not even on this world probably. And of course, Dick's like, hey, I'm still healing and I'm walking because I'm a badass. But I think I have a way we can find her. But don't tell Barbara, please don't tell Barbara. I want her not to know that I'm doing this. And then we get some Oogie moment with Connor and Megan having relationship problems.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we mention that they're might break up or something like that because of the whole situation?
You might have glanced over it, but it's minuscule because relationship issues because betrayal and stuff. Season 2 shit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go over how, how Garth was pissed at her for mind-controlling people and all that stuff again, and it was a whole bad situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just minor. I've completely skipped over that part during our notes. Sorry, listeners.
And of
course,
shipping
shipping listeners, I guess.
Yeah, right. It's just like, oh my god. More relationship problems. McGann brings up, the whole brain fried and everything like that, and how Artemis faked her own death that one time, and it's just, honestly, it's stuff you can gloss over.
Yeah, but then also Megan talks about how how they're working for Batman because the League needed help. We were losing to the light.
Yeah, they wanted a power shift against the light. So that's why she was like, you know what, I'm working with Batman in secret, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But anyway, hold on a second, lost my place. But yeah, there's a big buzz in the main room. We see Forager answers the call, and it's and it's some guy named Kirby Jacobs or something, and he's like, "Hey, so there's a gentleman that wants."
Oh
to
yeah, that was some kind of reference. I forgot to write down what that was a reference to.
Yeah. Well, the doorman is like, "Hey, there's a guy who wants to see you guys. Here, let me put it on screen." And a camera goes up to the front door, and it's Vandal Savage. What? And then, of course, Savage is brought up, and everyone does not trust this guy. Which, that makes sense. He's a bad guy. But he does the one thing that Vandal Savage does best. He just tells him, he's like, "Hey, by the way, I know where Halo is."
Yeah,
I know.
He just betrays his other people.
Well, he does. We'll get into that later, but
Yeah.
I mean, either way, he's just like, "Hey, I know where Halo is, and I'm gonna tell you exactly where she is, everything you need to know about where you're going into." And of course, Connor's like, "Well, okay, so what's the catch? I know you're not doing this just because you're a nice guy." And Savage is like, "You're right. When you beat Granny Goodness, tell her who sent you."
Nice.
Yeah, like the moment he did that, I'm like,
Savage
dude.
even.
See,
That's Savage even.
This version of Vandal Savage is awesome in my opinion. And then seeing him go, he's done this kind of thing before. But right there, when he just was like, "Dude, just tell her who sent you," I'm like, okay, yep, Vandal. In this universe, Vandal's like one of my top favorites now. But anyway,
Yeah.
And so, they're all like, okay, so it like cuts back to later on where everyone's getting ready to go on a boom tube. And, the team's just like, okay, this is all strange and everything, but I mean, I don't think he wouldn't lie, right?
Yeah, like why would he give us false information?
Right, yeah. They pretty much sum it up to, at this point, why would he lie? Because I don't think he has a reason to yet. Miss Martian's like, "Yeah, I can't get a hold of 13. This might be a problem." And so...
Yeah, Tracy 13, the magic user.
Yeah. Which one was 13 again?
Tracy 13 was the one dating Jaime. She's
That's right. The other magic user.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And of course, Nightwing's like, "Oh, hey, maybe I can. Maybe I can." And, Tigress is all like... Artemis is like, "Wait, no, you can't. You're recovering." But Cal is just like, "Hey, you know what? Nothing stops this guy. You should know this by now." So, and of course, he was like, "Yeah, I promised Barbara I'd watch out for him." So, kind of have to make him come along. At least that's the reason they did. And then we see, in the kitchen, we see Brion and Superboy, and he's like, Brion's like, "Dude, I'm joining this. I have to join in this because that is my girlfriend after all." And Superboy's like, "Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
just keep a level head." Because but let's be honest, does that ever work?
No, Brion's a literal high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's literally like season 1 Connor. So I mean,
yeah.
And then of course, Miss Martian texts Garfield informing him to wish them luck as they try to rescue Halo. And then Gar just is like, "Luck."
Yeah.
He's still upset at her, right? At this point,
or
has it all cooled off a bit?
We'll find out next episode because literally we see that exact scene from his POV.
Okay, right. And of course Tara joins in as well.
Of course, gotta have the Markovs.
Yeah, you gotta have them both. And of course, through Psychic Link, Miss Martian's like, "Hey, everyone be on your guard. We're literally we could get ambushed, because we're going into a place we've never been to before. We're going up against really bad guys." And then of course, loading the coordinates that Savage gave them, they all boom tube to the orphanage.
Hell yeah.
And of course, being of apocalyptic nature, first thing we see when they go through the boom tubes is them attacking parademons.
Of course, they're like the best jobbers in DC, I'd say.
The best what?
jobbers. You know, like in wrestling, somebody who's like a loser wrestler who's just there to lose.
Oh. I've just never heard that term before.
Really? I thought it was pretty ubiquitous, but all right.
And then, of course, as all of this is happening,
Oh, yeah.
you know, Superboy's like, hey, Mother Box, find Halo. And so they go to, when the location's revealed, he's just like, yep, okay, Savage was legit, let's go.
Is Forager with them? I can't remember.
I don't remember. Yes, Forager is with them. Yeah, he is with them.
Yeah, their beta squad with Brion, Terra, and Forager.
Yep.
That's how they split up, and that's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean, but of course, after you know, Superboy's like, "Hey, I found her." McGann's like, "Wait, why can't I mentally link with her?" And this is when they do the split where she's like, Beta, Team Beta, go distract the parademons. We're gonna go over and go over here and see if we can find Halo." And of course, Connor gives Brion the mother box and is like, "Hey, if you guys get into any trouble, use this. Go home."
Oh yeah.
And then of course, you know, everyone's they start to leave, and you know, everyone's doing their whole thing. Meanwhile, on the javelin. Meanwhile, sorry, in my notes I always put Aquaman because they always keep calling him Aquaman. Cal was like,
I read the word Aquaman as Cal now.
Right? Cal is just like, hey, the Javelin's here. That means the Justice League is here. Sweet. Sweet. They're going to do a raid. And Superboy's like, then why do I not hear any battling going on? And of course, and
Megan's like, I can't sense anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, McGann's like, wait, I can't mentally link with anyone, even my uncle. You know, the one who I usually do this with a lot. Something's wrong here, guys. And then we see, and then we see that Nightwish is like, hey,
Nightwish.
Yeah, you heard me, Nightwish. Nightwing's like, okay, just remember, Granny Goodness can use Halo's powers to control anyone without a fight. So we're gonna just assume that the League is captured as well. So just be on your guard.
Yeah, very smart on his part.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I like about Nightwing is he's level. He's like Batman, only more human.
Yeah, he's very down to earth, and that's why I like him a lot. That's like I said, I like all the Bat family. They're all great, except for Batman.
Meanwhile, in Dakota City, we see that, Virgil and Jeff are walking to Virgil's house. And, they do the fist bump. And Jeff's like, yep, gotta go. And Jeff's just like, still like, oh, man, that hot dog man really reminded me of all those betrayals.
That hot dog man?
No, I said that hot dog man, as in comma man.
Yeah, comma man.
Anyway, he's just like, man, I can't believe Virgil would do that to me because now I have to remember
Virgil
that.
would?
Oh, yeah, Virgil gave him the hot dog, so he's like,
why, just like a hot dog man?
Stop it! Stop twisting my words! You DC villain! Word twister!
Word twister! Go on with the scene. It's a very serious and dramatic scene.
Hey, you gotta have some funny with the bad. But anyway, after all that's happened, that brief scene, we go back to the orphanage where Beta Team is like sneaking through with the mother box. Yeah, the mother box. The mother box. God damn it, man. And of course, they're still trying to find Halo. And of course, they're searching through, making sure they don't. And Forager's like, sneep, sneep, I smell bad guys. Which in this case, we should call them pennies. So he can be like, I smell pennies.
I don't even get that reference.
Oh, good. That's a meme you should never know.
You and your damn memes.
Yeah, the one meme I did in like a long time.
Anyway, on the orphanage.
So they as they're going through, they see Guillotina and Lashina. And they're like,
Yeah, I don't think Guillotina is the blonde Amazon from that one episode of Justice League Unlimited that joined the Furies. I don't think that's
yeah,
her.
I don't think so either. But yeah,
Also, I don't like Lashina. I like when she was just called Lash, not Lashina.
right.
I always love her character design. Though,
Well,
in
in this case, I wanted to because I wanted to show off that, I actually know the Furies, sort of. Because after
I like the Furies.
the Furies are really cool, and just so you know, they
Especially
changed. They're not always the same. Just so you viewers know.
No, I think she might be called Lashina most of the time. I don't know where she was referred to as Lash.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like the Furies in the DC universe, they're never the same people.
Yeah. They never get enough good play and stuff. But that's another whole discussion for after this.
Exactly.
Because about to pop off.
But, and of course, they're with a whole bunch of parademons, and they're just walking on by. And as they're all walking on by, Forger's like, wait a minute, I see that guy, and it's Mantis, is one of the people that are among the parademons. And then, of course,
I was gonna say, I don't know if we pointed it out, but I do know Mantis from comics. I didn't know before until I saw him on Apocalypse. I was like, oh, that's where I've seen him before, because I'm pretty sure in one of those Crisis comic series I love, at some point they had to deal with Mantis. I remember him from that. That's where I knew the bugs from.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know where though. But yeah, I love the Apocalypse. I love everything. Also, I think that Kirby Jacobs may have been a play on Jack Kirby, the creator of all the all the Apocalypse and New Genesis stuff.
That could have been.
Jack
And
Kirby
honestly, throughout this whole thing, I'll get to that later. Right now,
Finish the episode.
right now.
Yeah, because like the big thing about this episode hasn't even happened yet. So.
Right. And of course, all clear. They all go through, and they all go because everything's clear and all that stuff. Tara's like, "Hey, Alpha Squad, you have incoming enemies. Just watch out, all right?" And of course, everyone's prepared to fight the parademons and everything like that. We get some awesome Fury fighting action going on.
Oh hell yeah!
And then lots of fighting and stuff, and as all as that's happening,
really cool fighting. You should watch it. Lots of fighting.
look, we're trying to hit the highlights. I mean, we do have 5 episodes to go through.
It's a really good fight scene. Everyone should look it up. Like I said, the Furies are awesome.
I mean, there's like Nightwing. Nightwing's like doing his moves, and Aquaman and Tigress are doing their things.
Punched, and then this person did a kick, and then that person did a punch, and then that person did a kick. It'd be dumb to go over them in that much detail, but it's a really cool scene. Everyone should go watch it.
Shut up, Matt. And of course, there's an explosion because Nightwing is doing some bombs and stuff, and there's even more parademons, and then we see Nightwing is trying to get up from some crates. And then he sees Wally West.
Yeah, what the?
I'm sorry. And of course he's like, wait a minute, what's going on? What's happening here? And of course, Wally takes out the parademon army. And he's like, hey, look, it's the javelin.
He reaches out to him and he reaches out to Dick, and then suddenly Dick's like a little kid again.
They're like when they were younger and stuff. And of course, it's like all of this is so weird. It's so weird because Kid Flash is back and everything, and he's just like, "Hey, look at this javelin. This is so cool and everything like that." And Robin's enjoying this. Yeah, Nightwing is now Robin. He's
a souvenir.
Souvenir and everything like that. And they go in and they there's some drones and they start firing on some incoming parademons, and they have some fight. They go play a tournament fighter game. It's like
turns into a weird little side-scrolling video game for a second. And you see the whole team as a kid. It's a really cool scene.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like what.
Yeah, it's very heart-wrenching, but also it's a lot of stills and stuff.
Yeah, but then after all of this oddness happens, the battle's over, Kid Flash is gone, and Robin, who is now Nightwing again, and the entire team is standing over him.
Cal was Aqualad, Cal was Aqualad, Tigress was Arrowhead again, and it's they were all back in their kid forms,
right?
Doing the whole flashback sequence,
and everyone's just looking at him what, what in the world? And of course, apparently they all experienced a fever dream that he was having, Because of the psychic, through the psychic link.
Yeah.
What Nightwing was going through, everyone went through.
Yeah, it's a very touching scene. It's very weird, but it's very touching.
Right.
And Nightwing's embarrassed.
Yeah, Nightwing's embarrassed, but and of course he gets like a reassuring hug from Artemis, pretty much saying, everything's fine. I mean, we all miss him, kind of thing. And so, and of course, as they're leaving leaving because more parademons are on the way, Nightwing's just like, look, I'm not at my full. Nightwing's just like, I can do this, and Cal's like, dude, if you're not at full strength, you gotta leave. Yeah, I gotta put my foot down on that. And of course, we get like a little comment how Nightwing was like, man, I haven't felt that good in years.
Yeah, very touching, very sad.
I know, right? But we go back to Metropolis, where Jeff is visiting his family. Wait, what? He's actually visiting his family? And of course, we see like
ex-wife, I think, at this point still.
I guess.
Yeah.
But we see like his two daughters. One of them's dressed up as a bumblebee, and the other one is wearing a Black Lightning costume.
Oh God.
And
how foreseeing, because like if you know comics at all, Jennifer and Ace both have superpowers, so they do become like thunder and lightning. But yeah.
And of course, Jefferson's really happy about all of this. He's just like, yeah, I'm a dad again. And then of course we go back to the orphanage, where we find out that Geoforce actually entered the room where Granny Goodness is with Halo. And oh my goodness, Geoforce is like, "Hey, release her now!" And Granny's like, "Oh no, you're mad because you lost your parents, and your brother stole the throne, and you were and of course you were betrayed by a confidant of mine." And of course, Tara flinches at that comment. And now the love of your life is in my control and doesn't remember you. And of course you can tell Brion is livid. He is like red hot with rage, literally. And Forager's just like Forager through telepathy is just like, no, this is exactly what she wants. And of course Brion is like, I'm aware of this.
Like, I'm playing a plan so you guys can do your thing.
Do your thing. Hurry up and do your thing so that I can, make it look like it's working. And then all of a sudden we get Martian Manhunter and cuts off the psychic link. And then we get Superman who comes in. And then of course, and then we get like, oh my goodness, yeah. It's like Superman, Martian Manhunter versus Team Beta. And of course, Geoforce gets hit. Gets the mother box knocked out of his hand, and Martian Manhunter picks it up, and Granny's like, "I'm so evil."
Granny Goodness.
And then of course the rest of the team is heading down the corridor, and Miss Martian informs the team that she briefly felt a link with her uncle, and Nightwing's like, "Okay, we need to be ready for anything because." Literally anything could happen. And Cal, of all people, says, "Hey, Miss Martian, I want you to brain fry everyone when we get to the control room." Superboy's like,
not the permanent one, I'm sure, but just like,
but even to think that any form of it for him to, it kind of surprised me. Of course, Connor's
they kind of warned him, like, "Oh, are you sure?" And he's like, I know what you can do. So trust me.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I get it." And even Connor's like, no, don't do that. But of course, McGann's like, yeah, it's the only way to save everyone. I have to. I have no choice.
Yeah.
And then, oh man. And then Granny does what every apocalyptic villain does best. I'm going to use Halo to spread anti-life all over the universe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. And then of course, Geoforce is like, "Oh, Halo, please, I love you. Break out of the trance."
Yeah.
But then Granny's just like, "Overlord." And then all of a sudden with a You see like a cube go around her and Halo. And then she turns on the machine. Everyone starts having a headache. And then, she's like, Miss Martian's like, everyone, we gotta hurry and rush in so that we can actually, get this plan into motion. And, of course, Kyle is like, we gotta attack the machine, like, right now. Of course, Overlord activates it, ensnaring everyone. And as Miss Martian tries to keep her concentration, Granny's just like, oh, hey, Halo, guess what? Shove! And then Halo does her anti-life equation thing, and it gets activated. And as everyone's like, oh no! Granny's like, the age of Darkseid has begun!
Yeah, devil horns.
right, horns up, man. And that's where the episode ends. It ends with...
Well, that's the end of the season because Darkseid wins. That's it.
Yeah. And we all know how the Apocalypse War goes. Darkseid wins, and everyone's a slave. The end.
Yeah.
Oh, screw Injustice 2, the fake ending where Superman took over. No. Darkseid wins. Darkseid wins.
Darkseid is.
Yeah, thank you. Darkseid is.
Oh, God. That's so
Which
good.
one?
But,
the new ones? The Apocalypse ones?
What?
You said, oh, God. I said, which one?
Oh, come on. Obviously Apocalypse.
Yeah, dude. There was just so much in this episode to take in. Like, my mind was like...
the flashback with Wally. That was very nice.
That was a nice touch. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but it was a nice little touch.
Yeah. It was a nice thing to throw back to the original series. Like it's also fun to like notice how much everyone's like aged and like grown past all that stuff. And it's like what seeing them back as little kids again. It was like, oh yeah, they were when the series started. They were like optimistic little wide-eyed people without like all the problems of the world on their shoulders, and everything was so simple back then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but now now they grew up. What did you just say?
Stopping some of the Ivo monkeys.
Oh, I thought you said something about One Piece. I'm like, we do not speak of that here.
Hey, that's the best show.
Yeah, it only gets better after, episode 63,943.
Hey, man, every one of those 1,000 episodes is a gem, and how dare you. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Apocalypse.
Yeah, we're talking about something good, great. Like Apocalypse.
No, shut your butt. Anyway, I love the flashback thing was fun, even though it was obviously a budgetary thing because it was all still shots.
Yeah. And also, seeing the way Apocalypse works in this show still didn't prepare me for, because I've told Matt this earlier, but I actually have watched one of the newer DC animated films that came out, the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This is like...
Yeah, I still have to see that myself.
Oh, yeah, dude, who knows? Maybe we'll do a special edition of that.
Yeah, we hopefully we will.
But anyway, it's just seeing Apocalypse and seeing Darkseid and how he works and stuff like that. Oh my God, I love him as a villain. Marvel fans are going to hate me for saying this, but he's actually a much better Thanos because he actually kills people.
Well, of course. But no, I was going to the Thanos Darkseid debate is a whole different thing. But
I know. That's another
once again, you haven't caught up on the Harley Quinn show. But remember in the original Superman TAS, that was Michael Ironsides who voiced him?
Say what now?
Michael Ironsides voiced the original Darkseid in Superman TAS.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he reprises his role in the Harley Quinn show as Darkseid.
Actually...
And he's equally terrifying.
Yeah, dude.
Almost 30 years later,
you know what?
He is still amazing.
I need to actually look up who voiced him in Apocalypse War. Because...
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am actually very curious, too.
Well,
I was going to say, you might want to start the next...
Start up episode 24, Into the Breach. Who?
Guess what? It was Tony Todd.
Of course. Tony Todd's amazing.
Yeah, as you say, Tony Todd's amazing. That's why I knew the voice.
They're both. Does Tony Todd voice him in Injustice too?
I'll look that up later. Right now, as you've been trying to do, we need to go.
Everyone who plays Darkseid is absolutely fantastic.
Agreed.
Even Tony Todd, even when who else has done it.
Even when Weird Al voiced him that one time in Teen Titans Go.
Oh God, did he?
Oh yeah, he did. Weird Al Yankovic totally did.
Everyone, Darkseid's great.
Anyway, now we have to go on to episode 24.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're already at an hour. We've only done 2 episodes. This is gonna be a quick one because this episode is pretty like whatever.
Right? Yeah.
Episode 24, Into the Breach. Opens in Burbank, of course, because L.A. Then we see Beast Boy getting the text from McGann from last episode, and he's like, "Oh, wish me luck." And he's just like, "Luck," and everyone's just like, "Man, you're gonna like act like that?" Like, "Oh yeah, I forgot you can interpret people's texts." And this is when he begins to go in how Victor's powers have like amplified. He's been like, becoming the internet more and more.
We don't have the internet anymore. We have Victor Stone.
Yeah, Victor Stone, Cyborg, or not Cyborg yet. But, like, yeah, he's saying, oh, yeah, I immediately knew what's happening. I can figure out my powers, and I'm getting more powerful. It's really, really cool. Victor says while he was away learning more of his cybernetic abilities, he was able to, like, pick up messages from and also after the Metatron chair upgrade, he's been even stronger now. And he can show them the layout of how he's been sensing Gretchen Good and through the mother box and all of his other abilities. How he sensed when she was attacking Dick and Jefferson and Aquaman and everybody else in that building, and how he's like super sensitive to stuff now. He goes over how much more powerful he is than Oracle and junk like that.
Right.
It's very funny. But yeah, they find the building 16, of course, in the Good World Studios is where they need to go. He's sensing Apocalypse tech, but no one's picking up anything in the building. Inside, we see more Overlord drones, just like me, boop, 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 and Gretchen's like, "Oh, hey,
I'm sorry. More Overlord drones doing what now?
Going brown, just overlording." Victor just boom tubes the group inside of the building, so they don't need to sneak. Victor says, "Yeah, there's definitely something weird. I sense it, but I can't find anything." And Kid Flash runs around and says, "I ran around everywhere and I don't see anything, but I found this cool, the clam head from the Clamulon head from Beast Boy's show." And of course, Gront's like, "Dude, you're pissing me off."
It's like, dude, come on.
But then, of course, yeah, Victor just uses his powers and reveals that there is a giant machine right in the middle of the area. And they're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" The Scarab tells Blue that is an apocalyptic weapon, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we figured that much."
Yeah,
and
thanks.
This is when suddenly everyone's dropped into the X pit.
Oh boy.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wait, so answer me something, Matt.
Yeah.
If this were like an abridged series, every time they go into the X pit, would we just hear X gon' give it to you? Gon' give it to you?
God. Yeah, but the X in that thing is Overlord.
Yes, exactly.
Just Overlord stopping down over being Mr. X from Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
A tiny little Overlord. This is when we cut to Lex in Metropolis, just like peeking at his phone, checking the Infinity Inc.'s like stats compared to the popularity of the Outsiders. And he makes a phone call. Oh, he makes some kind of call to somebody. We don't see who. But then back in Burbank, Eldorado's sitting on the ship. Like, where is everybody? I lost their signals. He realizes they were all transferred into the X pit. He teleports in and tries to save possibly his boy, Kid Flash. It's very ambiguous. But yeah, but like Kid Flash is like, "No, go save Jaime. He needs the help." He tries to teleport Jaime out, but he cannot exit the X pit zone. And the armor is saying, "I can't hold it anymore," and it releases Jaime, and he's just getting tortured by it. This is when they suddenly, Jaime's getting tortured by it, and then this is when Gretchen shows up in the X pit.
No, not yet. Oh, no, you're right.
No, yeah.
She does.
Yeah, because like a big red cube encircles Beast Boy, and suddenly he's not hurt anymore. And this is when Gretchen shows up in another weird cube. And says, Beast Boy, give up and I'll release your team if you just, like, forfeit over to me. It's also, I'm also, like, realizing, like, this is simultaneous to that other episode when they're dealing with Granny on the orphanage. So this is the Gretchen Good form or copy or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get that literally on this episode. But, like, yeah. And he's saying, like, "Yeah, let my friends go." And she's like, "Oh, I'll let him go if you can beat me." And this is when we have a really cool fight of Gretchen Good versus Beast Boy. I'll say this is probably one of my favorite fights of the whole series.
I have to admit, I like this one as well because it kind of reminds me of you've seen the first Captain America movie, right?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Steve Rogers versus like anyone. In that, yeah, kind of. But I mean, I'll get to that when we actually get later on into the fight.
Well, yeah, the fight is literally like he turns into a rhino. She just grabs him by the horn and slams his head down. He turns into like the weird the Mephalak monster form from Mars, which I'm curious how he knows about that. I just realized we never get really any answers about the whole crazy Martian mission that McGann went on.
Right? Yeah, we don't ever get any info on that.
Interesting, yeah. But they're still trapped in the X-Pit while Beast Boy's getting his butt kicked by old Granny Goodness. And this is when Victor finally, his mind is transferred while trying to hack the X-Pit into Overlord's domain. And he's back in his normal human body again. But suddenly a giant like robot form of Overlord, just making these brrr noises, starts like stomping around and like following him and starts beating him up. And it's a really cool.
That's right, because we actually get to see him like in like the Cyberverse or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Yeah, but he looks human and like the Overlord is huge. Like, yeah, this is how Overlord sees himself in his brain, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're gonna be that small, you gotta see yourself as that big.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, Beast Boy turns into an ape and starts fighting Granny, but she's just like, come on, you're so weak. And then he like turns the ape's head into her face and she gets pissed. It's really funny.
It really is.
Also showing he's getting more control of his transforming abilities, too.
Yes, I agree. I liked seeing just like him being able to control what he turns into a lot more. Especially when he turns into that Granny gorilla head.
Yeah, but she just continues to like pummel the crap out of him, and he's just like, "Oh, you just don't know when to give up." And then this one Beast Boy's like, "No, you're the one who doesn't know how to give up."
Yep, pretty, and this is what I was talking about because Granny's beating the crap out of him, and Beast Boy's is like, "I can do this all day."
Oh, well, let's say that's I'm referencing the funny scene from Endgame where like Steve says that to himself.
Yes, that was hilarious. That was
he's
hilarious.
Like, I know
too.
you can. Yeah, I know. That was great. Yeah, this we come back to Lex, and he's just riding in a helicopter over the city, and he's back looking at his tablet, and you see Infinity Inc. fighting Killer Frost, and he's checking the polls, and they're about equal with the Outsiders' popularity, which is very interesting. Meanwhile, we cut back to the X-Pit, where we see them continuing to suffer, and Gretchen continuing to beat up Beast Boy. He turns into a snake and tries to wrap her up. She just keeps beating him up. It's very funny. In the cyberspace, Victor is just like... Yeah, the vicar. He's in his priest robes or whatever. No, like, he's running from Overlord, just continue to throw them around. But then eventually, a giant spear gets thrown through Victor's chest and he's, like, impaled. Just as Beast Boy simultaneously is getting his butt thoroughly thrashed. Satisfied, Gretchen's like, come on, you're not gonna keep fighting, are you? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep fighting. So he stands up once again, ready to keep going. I like this Beast Boy a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I like
Teen Titans he's really funny, but this one's very determined.
Yeah, he's very determined. He's such a badass, and he's still the funny Beast Boy that we know.
Yeah, he's funny. I don't even know if he's the comic relief of the group because like, Jaime and Virgil have a lot better jokes than him, but he's a really good leader.
Yeah, but I just mean like he's lighthearted. It's like he's still the lighthearted Beast Boy that we know, but he's like chill, there's a more serious tone. Like he actually takes things a lot more seriously, and like we just said, he's way more determined.
Oh yeah, Victor with the giant spear through his chest, thinking that he's gonna die, but then he realizes, wait a minute, I'm in the cyberspace, and he turns into his he pulls the spear out. He's just like completely goes back to cyborg form and starts actually kicking Overlord's butt. He smashes through everything and he beats up Overlord, like disarms it and blows up its body. Gretchen continues to beat up Beast Boy when suddenly everything in the X-Pit disappears. And she's standing in her regular studio with the whole group.
Yeah, he's just like, wait, what?
This is when Wonder Girl, of course, who's super strong, just like lassos her and Kid Flash speeds at her. And like Eldorado is teleporting everyone out. It's a very cool scene of like the team actually fighting and Gretchen actually losing. Like she it's like when you remember like, oh yeah, this team is very strong.
Right.
The Scarab goes back over Blue Beetle and everyone's fine. Victor gets up and is walking around. He's like, I'm gonna destroy this weird machine. Blue Beetle, help me! And they just shoot both their beams at it. Gretchen is incredibly pissed and angry. She's screaming for Overlord, and they're suddenly transported back to the actual orphanage, I think, right?
Yeah, we actually get...
Oh, no, she goes there. She goes there.
Yeah, she gets teleported somewhere completely different, which is the orphanage, actually.
Yeah, and Victor says, I can fucking track her. And everyone's like, whoa, wait, we gotta get back up. And Victor just goes off without even paying attention. It is when he arrives at the orphanage, seeing Gretchen Good and Granny Goodness merging back together, screaming in pain.
Yeah, dude.
It's such a cool scene. Such a really cool image. Like I said, I don't know anything about this whole weird aspect of this. I think they explain how with Overlord, but like it's still crazy.
It is. It's kind of, dude, like I was like, when you see like a horror film and you like it's like there's like a death and you're just like, ooh, but in like the good way. That's what I was feeling when I saw this merge happen.
Yeah, but he's inside the red pit with Granny Goodness and Gretchen Good fusing, so he's protected from the anti-life equation going down.
Yep.
This is when he sees Halo and the entire team from last episode. Oh, it's like I gotta take a drink. My freaking throat's throwing up. Thanks for filling that dead air, Ben.
With what? What do you want me to do? Like da 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 da.
You can talk about what happens next while I was doing that. Damn it.
Well, as that's happening, you know, Vic sees that Halo is actually the key to this whole weird anti-life thing going off.
Yeah,
so he
the anti-life
fires
machine
a
is being
cannon
operated
at
by
her,
her.
knocking the psychic leash off of her face.
He's like, gotta get a good aim, need good aim, blam. They just like zaps it off her face, really funny with this lick laser. The final thing goes down, everyone's finally out of their trances, and Granny's like, no, I gotta get Halo, I gotta get out of here. But Halo blasts her back and holds her with a red sphere. Everyone destroyed, all of the superheroes this time team up to destroy the big anti-life equation, or the giant X-Pit machine, which I guess possibly houses the real Overlord. I'm not sure.
We don't know.
Yeah, but Overlord shuts down completely, briefly, like, yeah, and like Granny's like, oh, morning Overlord, like, oh, my sweet baby Overlord, what's going on? She tries to, like, be nice to Halo, but she's just like, no, I don't need you anymore, you're evil. An enraged Granny breaks free of the captives. She tries to run away, but Halo just, like, you know, blasts her again. This is when Superboy informs Granny that Vandal Savage sent them, just like he wanted to last episode.
Yep.
Which is always a very cool scene. Geoforce and Halo finally get back together and they kiss. Superboy and McGann are very awkward with each other regarding everything and their whole relationship being destroyed.
Oh no, relationship issues.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't care for Halo and Brion's ship either. But
I know.
Superman suggests like, oh yeah, we never really went over it, but like the X-Pit seems to have a negative effect on humans, but not metahumans and aliens.
Right, and that's why that's when we find out that, you know, Jefferson was like, dude, I'm fine, but Dick was like, I'm hurting, because, well, yeah. Dick's a full human while Jefferson's meta.
Yeah, and also how, what was it, the Green Lanterns, like all the Green Lanterns, but also Elongated Man, were affected by it, which I was like, oh, that's interesting, that means he's not a meta.
Right.
I'm curious how the origin of his powers are in the series, because like usually he isn't.
I can understand.
I'm not sure how he gets.
I can understand why the Lanterns were affected, because technically they're not metahumans; they just have a ring for their power. Yeah, but yeah, Elongated Man being affected was interesting.
Very interesting.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, how his powers, what's the origin of his powers is very interesting. It's like, it's a really cool angle.
Yeah. But then after we get that, you know, everyone's like, we need to free all these meta teens, and
oh wait, before that, we see the Green Lanterns taking Overlord, Lashina, Guillotina, Mantis away, and like Forge is just like, hey, you can return to your people now, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't think I'm gonna go back to New Genesis at this time. And like, this is when they say, yeah, let's get the meta teens out of here. We see Granny going to Darkseid and saying, Vandal Savage sabotaged my plans. And it's just like, okay, well, Darkseid will deal with this. And Hollywood.
In
Halowood. We see everyone's back at the hub, and everyone's kind of just like, man, this is crazy. What happened to Victor? What are we going to do? And then suddenly the Voom Tube opens, Victor and everybody pop out. And it's just like, oh, we did it. We have all the meta teens, and everyone's great. This is going to be, we solved everything. Beast Boy asks, where's Granny? She's like, well, I got some information that she's actually Granny Goodness. Everyone's like, what? He shows them a hologram recording of the merger, and they're like, oh, we can put this out there, and it's going to like ruin her, and it's going to be great. Beast Boy is saying, man, come on, you're officially in the Outsiders now. You're with us, Vic. Come on, you got to be cool. And he's just like, yeah, okay.
No, I like it because Brion's like, you could always be hot lava. It's still available.
Oh, yeah, naming him.
And then Victor's like, nah, I'm going to go with Cyborg.
Yeah, this is when we cut to Manhattan, where we see Infinity Inc. celebrating their win. And we see the authorities taking Killer Frost away, who has a control chip on her neck. And we see Infinity Inc. step into a limo. And who are they talking to but Lex Luthor about how they're surpassing the Outsiders.
Oh, no.
Now, that was a very interesting episode. I liked that it was kind of a simultaneous episode with last week's.
Yeah, indeed, I agree.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but like it was a pretty like okay whatever episode kind of towards the end. It wasn't like a crazy super interesting one. I liked seeing Granny whoop Beast Boy's butt, just showing how strong even a regular like apocalyptic god is, and also she like had to earn her place as leader of the Furies, so she is tough.
Right.
I just love seeing her kick butt. She's a great character. But yeah, I love seeing the team. I love seeing like Beast Boy not giving up, and I love seeing just, like Victor actually doing stuff in Overlord, getting his play. Weirdly enough, I wish they had a little more time with the Justice League being evil and controlled.
Right. Yeah.
I wish they would have actually like gone back to Earth and fought like they did at the season finale of the first season.
Right. Yeah. I have to admit, seeing the Justice League fall is actually very interesting to watch.
Especially because such a big group of them, and there's like really powerful people there.
Right.
I would have loved to have seen them actually go back to Earth and mess stuff up or something.
Speaking of messed up.
Oh yeah.
First off, how dare you for making me the one to go over this episode?
Oh yeah.
Secondly, dude, we're nearing the finish. We're at the second to last episode. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. Get it? Because that's the episode title.
Yeah, but so you need to get whelmed.
yeah, I will compose myself. I'll get whelmed for a moment, but yep, episode 25, Overwhelmed.
All right, you go off. I'm gonna get me something to drink.
We start off in Western Mongolia, where Todd Donner is reporting on how the Justice League has completed their mission of taking down metahuman trafficking. And as all this is going on, Vandal Savage and the Light are watching this. And of course, Lex Luthor's like, all right, now we can put this plan into motion. It's like, wait, what? Meanwhile, at the hub, Halo is playing with, little Leon Harper. And, while Garfield and Victor are watching that same report going on. And of course, Todd turns his attention to the story about the Outsiders' newest member, Cyborg, and the video that he provided of Gretchen Good and Granny Goodness being one and the same.
Oh yeah,
dude, that was awesome. He's just like, oh hey, by the way, the newest member, Cyborg, gave us this video. Just sees merging face. and of course, Good World Studios denied these accusations, but there was still no word from Gretchen herself. Meanwhile, in Star City, we see, Will Harper is watching this broadcast, and he closes the laptop when Artemis walks in, and this dinner. There's a table set for two with some candle lights and stuff. And, he's like, and Will's like, hey, so I got Violet to babysit, and, so we can have a night to ourselves, because there is something that we need to address. There is an elephant in the room right now.
Yeah.
And
a very shippy elephant.
Oh, yeah, a very shippy elephant indeed. Like, we're talking, like, this is called the HMS Elephant. That's how shippy it is. And of course he's like, it's Valentine's Day, I wanted to do something nice since we are living together. And, do you have feelings for me, Artemis? And then we get like this.
I was gonna say, did you write in the thing for the Granny Studios thing that they said it was fake news?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't say fake news, but I just said they denied the accusations, but no word from Gretchen.
You should have put that in there.
No, look. There's one thing I don't want in my political kind of TV show. It's politics.
Yeah, how dare you?
Missed opportunity, my friend. And I'm glad Matt did that, because we get a very awkward scene where Artemis actually gives Will a loving kiss. And then
that's the intro.
Yeah. There's the intro right there. And then after the intro, Artemis is like, "Whoa, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing," and runs away.
Yeah, like she looks at a picture of Wally and it's like flees.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's like, I'm sorry. And of course, Will's just like, what? And of course, she's like really upset about all of this. And so she grabs the phone and makes a call, telling the person that, she's like, hey, I need to see you right now. And then we go to Geranium City, where Forager is riding with Connor in the bioship. Forager is like, I don't know what I need to do. I mean, I could stay on Earth and be Fred Bug, but I also want to go back to my home. And of course, Connor's like, hey, you know what? This is why I brought you here to Geranium City. Yeah, you need to see this place. You need to see this place, just so you know, because I get it. You're trying to, fit in the human world while being a non-human. So here. So they go down, and Mayor Dabney Donovan, that's a name, because that's a name, approaches and he's like, welcome to Geranium City. And of course, Connor's like, hey, this is a Forager. He's the one I was telling you guys about. He, wants to... I sent him here for very good reasons. And then, of course, the last car leaves the station, and the mayor's like, okay, wait for it. Okay, it's clear. All of a sudden, every single one of them reveals themselves. Like, everyone, all the citizens of this Geranium City and everything reveal themselves. The mayor is actually Double X. And
Double X is back.
Yep, and all of the citizens were actually geomorphs. And of course...
Oh, they're back.
Oh, yeah, of course they're back. And of course, Connor and Double X are showing Forager around this new town. And so, he's like, hey, yeah, look, see, it's not so odd. Here, let's show you around. Hey, Ted, how's it going? Sorry, remembering when Guardian did that in the facility.
What facility?
Remember when Guardian was giving Connor the he's just like, hey there, Ted. It's like, what? Meanwhile, back at the hub, Gar and Vic are now watching the interview, watching Todd interview Geoforce. And of course, as this is happening, Jaime texts Garfield saying that, he's like, oh, I think Brion's stealing your thunder, Gar. And Gar's like, look, who cares? As long as we get the message out.
Yeah, we're all being good.
Yeah, we're all being good. And of course, Donner's like, hey, what do you guys think of Infinity Inc? And Brion's just like, well, I mean, we have no quarrel with them. I mean, we're just getting the message out. That's all we ever wanted. We don't care about being popular. We just wanted to make sure that this message got out. Seeing Infinity Inc. doing this as well, good on them. Wonderful. Then we go to Beverly Hills. Living in Beverly Hills.
Oh, God, really?
You know I had to.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no. I did. Shut up. Where we see Gregor Markov turning off the TV in his hotel room. What? Did we actually know he was already in Beverly Hills?
No, this is when we find out that he's visiting his family.
Okay. This is the first time we see that. And of course, he's excited because he's going to be like, hey, I'm visiting my brother and my sister. This is going to be amazing. Yeah. And of course, he's also excited because Brion and Tara are getting
you can speed through this entire episode if you want.
I'm trying.
This episode is so whatever.
I'm trying my best.
It's cool, dude.
And of course, Tara and Brion are like, hey, why can't metahumans go into Markovia? Come on. Gregor's like, dude,
bro.
It takes a long time for these things to work. And of course, Tara and the other two, they're like, oh, we're so happy, we're family. And then Tara's like, I need to use the bathroom. Goes in and texts Deathstroke saying that King Gregor is secretly here. And then we go to a park, a very similar park, where we see Artemis meeting the person she called, Zatanna, who also brought Raquel and Megan Morse with her. Yeah. I forget, which one's Megan Morse?
I had to write Rocket down to remember what she was. McGann Morse?
Oh, McGann. Sorry. I put it down as actual Megan. Hello, Megan.
For Rocket, I had to put
our
down.
moment. Hello, Megan. It's Megan.
Yeah, hello, Megan. It's Megan. No, I was gonna say I wrote down. I had to write down Rocket in my notes, so I remembered that it was Rocket, not Bumblebee, because their character designs are like literally similar.
Right? Yeah, Raquel is Rocket. For those of you listening,
who hasn't had anything to do this season, despite being such a cool character.
Right. And of course, Zatanna's like, okay, so. I know we're here for they're here because of what's gonna probably happen after you're done with this.
Yep.
I beg you, don't do this. And of course, Artemis is like, I need this. I need closure. I need to say goodbye to Wally. And Zatanna's like, all right, just letting you know that.
Yep.
I mean, just letting you know that this isn't a good idea. And Artemis is like, look, if you don't help me, I'm gonna go to someone else. Maybe even Wotan.
Yeah,
and
Wotan.
Zatanna's like, okay, I get it. You're not gonna stop until you get this closure. And so,
oh god.
And she's like, now just listen. This is very important because you can get lost, and if I don't pull you out by sunrise, you're gonna be stuck there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with Artemis accepting the terms, Zatanna casts a spell so that Artemis wakes up where I'm gonna assume is limbo or maybe even heaven, because it's depicted with clouds. And
well, we know what it really is at the end of the episode.
and in the afterlife, and Wally's there, and they embrace and they kiss. Then we go back to the hut where Garfield is turning into different animals for Leon.
Leon.
She's like, yeah, again. All of a sudden, boom tube, boom. And then Metron comes through. It's like, I'm sorry?
Metron's back.
And of course, Violet goes to protect the little one. He's like, stay back. And he's like, and Metron's just like, and you're mine. And boom tube. Takes Violet, Victor, and Leon along with him, leaving Garfield behind. Oh boy. And we go to, we are stuck in unknown. We don't know.
Yeah, unknown space area.
Yep, unknown area. Where Victor, Violet, and Leanne, is it Leanne or Leon?
It's like Leon.
Leon. Yeah, sorry.
It's
The way it's spelled is
L-I-H-A-N.
there's no H.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like, it's always been, I'm always bad with names. Anyway. And Leon, they're floating in this unknown place. And, of course, Leon's like, yay, this is fun! And Victor, Violet and Victor are just like, uh-oh, what's going on? Only they don't say it, because guess what? It's, they can't talk.
They're speaking that Overlord noise, which is very cool, I think.
Right? Yeah, it's like...
it's like, oh, is that Overlord talking every time he does that stuff? It's cool as hell. I love this episode, he's not even in it. Overlord gets cooler.
Yep, and immediately Metron is just like, okay, granddaughter and grandson. The little,
I love that.
The little human is perfectly safe. Now, let's talk Mother Box and Father Box, shall we? And he explains about, how impressed he is that they're two organic people having the power of Mother and Father Boxes. And, of course, he's like, oh, this is going to be great for science, assuming, Darkseid doesn't kill a lot of you. And, of course, he's like, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Bye. It's like, okay. Meanwhile, in Limbo, Wally's like, hey, how do you want to spend this limited time together? And they go on some kind of cute date, going back to the old apartment with Bruce Lee. Which, honestly, I thought it was spelled like Bruce Lee, as in, like, the actual fighter. But no, it's just Bruce with an L-Y at
it's
the
Bruce
end.
Lee.
Bruce Lee. And, they're just... sorry. They... Not only does Wally say, like, hey, look at the engagement ring. Oh, and look at your belly. You have a baby. That's one way of spending last moments.
Yeah,
then we go to...
I forgot what I didn't write it down, but I wrote in my notes. Lex makes a punny transition to Markovia, Markovberg. Do you remember what it was?
Well, I don't know, because that's exactly where I was going to, because we go to Mongolia, where Deathstroke finished informing the light about Gregor Markov. this is when Lex makes that punny thing.
Oh, okay.
But it was you know, but Lex is pretty much like, oh yeah, this is gonna be worth it, especially even if Tara blows her cover. And then we go back to Markovberg. Ugh, that's a word. Where
Markovberg. Well, how do you say the Markovians and then the Markov family
are in prison, busy mopping up floors.
Dude, your voice just like super like blew out.
Hello? Am I?
Yeah, your voice like super loud right now.
Oh, super loud? That's odd. I haven't even touched my microphone. Am I back to normal?
No, you sound like you're like doing a weird voice.
No, I'm talking like normal.
It sounds like you're talking like this, incredibly close to the mic. It's very weird, dude.
What? I'm actually now confused about this. All right, hold on a second. Better?
Well, don't fix it. It doesn't matter. Is your Audacity picture look like it's like messing up or anything like that?
No. Yeah.
Well,
what the hell happened? I literally haven't touched anything.
Yeah, you just suddenly like blew out. You're like blowing out the mic like crazy, but like it's probably fine. Does it look bad?
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Well, do you want to cut the episode because it's going to be really complicated for me to edit?
Okay, I fixed it. Fixed it again. No, did I fix it? Do I sound?
I don't know. Different? It's very weird. You're sounding strange. It's very weird.
Do I sound different?
No, you sound the exact same. Incredibly close to the mic. Dude, that's exactly what you sound like. It's weird as hell.
Okay. How about now? Oh my goodness.
Well, don't fix it now. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? It's not like this is important or anything.
Yeah, not like this is a recording for my goddamn podcast, although like the least favorite episode of this batch.
Your podcast. For
our podcast. Our podcast on my network.
Our podcast, thank you. I am getting
those are not too inside baseball because I'm probably not going to cut any of this out. But
oh no! How dare you?
Just keep going. It's fine. We're near the end of this boring episode anyway.
I know, right? Back in Geranium City, Double X and Connor are like, "Hey, Forager, look at all the cool things you can do, and look, here's an option for you and stuff. Look at all the things and stuff." And Forager's like, "Yay! I like this illusion a lot." And then, meanwhile, in Limbo, Wally and Artemis are still living it up, and of course he's like, "Hey, sorry." All of a sudden, the TV turns on, revealing that Zatanna is like, "Hey, the sun is going to appear soon." And Artemis is like, next channel, hello, Megan. It's like, let's not watch TV anymore. Yeah. And Wally's like, "Dude, listen, you do have to go because the sun's going to be coming up." And Artemis is like, what if I don't want to leave? What if I just want to stay here?
Yeah, this is so ridiculous. Artemis is being ridiculous this whole episode.
Meanwhile, in Geranium City, more of Connor and Doublix being like, "Hey, look at all this. Yeah, we may be segregated, but at least we can still live freely here."
Yeah.
Here. So, yeah. And of course, we're not going to we're not being a part of Cadmus anymore and stuff like that. And then we go back to Limbo, where more stuff about, Raquel and everyone trying to get Artemis back out.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, and then of course, in the end, Artemis kisses Wally, and it's tearful, it's heart-filled. It's she's like, "Okay, fine, I'll go back just for you." And of course, Wally's like, "Hey, don't worry, we'll see each other sometime. Just don't make it too soon." Got it.
Yeah. Did you say that? I can't remember.
And then Artemis, Artemis wakes up, and they're back in the park. And everyone is like all three of the other girls are just embracing.
Yeah, they're here for that part.
Artemis
they didn't say that line about like, "Oh no, we're here for this part."
Yeah. This was the aftermath that they were talking about. And of course, Artemis is like, "Oh, thank you for doing this for me." And she and McGann just start walking ahead. Yeah. And Rocket looks at Zatanna and is like, "Hey, so that was actually cool what you did. That was amazing." And Zatanna's like, "Yeah, I don't have that power. Mm-hmm. Just gonna put that out there." And Yeah, it was all an illusion.
Yeah, I love that reveal. It's so interesting.
Yeah, that's what really broke me, dude. That's what really.
Oh yeah, it was a really interesting like twist at the end. Well, let's finish the episode up.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing my best, dude. And then of course back in Star City, Will is just like washing all the dishes and stuff, and Violet arrives with the sleeping Lehan in her arms, and it's like, I'll put her to the bed, and she's like, I'll put her to the bed. Artemis comes in and Will's like, dude, I'm sorry for all that stuff, and Artemis is like, look, you're doing, I'm gonna be here for you and Lehan, but we're just not, we're not connected, we don't get along, and Will's just like, oh, whew, that's a relief. Huh. Yeah, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
That was super uncomfortable. I don't know what we were thinking, but it's fine. We're happy now. It's like a very interesting twist.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. And then they go off to do whatever roommates do. Meanwhile, back in Beverly Hills, the Markovs watch that Todd Donner announcement.
How do you keep saying Todd Donner every time?
Bedlam has escaped. Because that's the name I put down. Shut up. Well, I don't want to say Todd because then people will think it's Jason Todd,
God,
Red Hood. Yeah, right. That'd be some interesting news because then this would never be said because Baron Bedlam has escaped prison and has taken over control of Markovia. And of course, we get a response from Lex Luthor who states that he will not lift the ban for the Justice League to enter Markovia.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, upsetting for Brion and them. And Brion's like, and of course, Gregor's like, what are we going to do? And of course, Brion's like, listen, I know a guy.
Yeah.
And that's where the episode ends. Except for that weird blowout that my mic decided to do. Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened, but either way, this was a heartbreaking one for me, just because of all of the.
It was heartbreaking, but like this is probably my least favorite episode of the entire season.
It was a lot. It was very slower paced, especially.
Well, not slower paced. I mean, just like none of the plots were really very interesting to me because the weird walking back of the what does he go by? What does this Harper go by? I can't even remember.
Yeah, Todd Davidson.
No.
Actually, no. His name's Turd Ferguson.
Will Harper. Yeah, Turd Ferguson. No, Will. The weird walking back of Will and Artemis as a potential couple, I wasn't really, fond of. But besides that, the stuff.
I found that to be okay.
Yeah.
Because. Well, now
really?
Because it gave shippers time to be like, oh my god, they're going to be together. And then the TV show being like, psych, it's not going to happen. Big middle fingers.
Yeah, I feel like it was a very weird choice. For her to go through the whole catharsis of like seeing the Wally ghost and then finally being able to give him up, but also still not moving on because she doesn't want to start a relationship with Will is a very weird decision to me.
That is because you do realize that Artemis never got closure with Wally.
I understand the point of it, but I'm just saying, like, the whole literal season was setting up that ship, and then giving her an episode where she does get closure for the most part, even if it is fake and McGann controlling it. But then to end up not doing that ship was a very weird decision to me.
Okay,
but, like, I understand why they would do it because like people would be upset regarding it. Yeah, but that I wasn't fond of that like ship killing, even though I wasn't really rooting for them because I don't those two characters I'm not really interested in romantic life anyway. But that was a weird decision. But then also the genome town to figure out what to do with Forager, I was kind of like, okay, sure.
Okay, that one I admit. It's like, hey, Forager, maybe you could live here. I'm like, yeah, live in isolation, whatever.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like, oh, that's what happened to the genomes. That's interesting.
Yeah,
but, like,
that's interesting.
They could have had that handled in like one scene. They didn't need a whole like B plot. And then them being upset.
And then there was the whole. Then there was the whole Metron being like, "Hey, you two, I'm gonna take you to a secluded area just to tell you that I'm going to science the shit out of you two." And then that's it. And then that was it.
Yeah, the Metron thing I would have liked to go into more because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any more Darkseid for the rest of the season.
Probably,
for the one episode
probably
left.
not.
But like I was like that's more interesting than anything else that happens with like him talking to them being really like
and of course,
mother
like,
box speak.
just like
that was really cool, but like it wasn't developed at
yeah.
all. And then
but see,
the final plot with Lex, I wish that was the main thing.
oh yeah, that whole thing with Lex being like, no, we're not going to let the Justice League do this whole thing. Yeah, that was more, that was more interesting
but then also
too.
the Markovs.
But
the Markovs thing was more interesting. It didn't get enough screen time.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah, I agree. And I mean,
Yeah,
all the good
they had,
scenes,
like, a lot
all
of
the good
interesting small
scenes.
things.
By the way, Endgame spoilers. But you remember in Endgame where everyone was like, "Dude, Miss Marvel versus Thanos, this is gonna be great," and it only lasted like a blink of an eye.
Yeah,
that was
fantastic.
all
It
of
was-
the good
yeah.
scenes. All of the good scenes in that episode. They were there,
Yeah,
and then they were
really
gone.
short, but then like the two main plot, the A and B plot, I really couldn't have given a.
What are you
like, a
talking
crap
about?
less
This episode had like an A plot, a B plot, a C, a D, an E, an F, a G.
Yeah. I know, but I'm saying the A and B, the two main things, like the weird Will and Artemis thing, and the whole boring genome stuff. I was so whatever about those, but like they took such forefront to like interesting lore stuff. But yeah, it's like the penultimate episode, so I guess they wouldn't want to build up too much.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that episode I agree was a weaker one. Mm-hmm. But there was, I liked a little bit more of it than you did, but it still was, in my opinion, a weak episode.
Oh yeah.
But let's not keep them waiting, Matt. We finally made it.
Yeah, let me take a big swig of this water so I don't like die midway through explaining this final episode.
Yeah. So strap yourselves in, boys, girls, and anyone else who associates with something else, because
we
are
have
now
the season finale.
The season finale of
episode 26
Nevermore
of Young Justice. Hey, I'm supposed to be saying the title.
Okay, then say the title.
All right. Opens in Gotham City. Jefferson goes a meeting with Barb, who says, "Hey, I thought you were going to be here 2 minutes ago. How long have you been outside?" And he's like, 2 minutes. Very cute little scene. This is when they go over the plan with Bedlam and how the team's going to infiltrate at all angles to try to keep things down. They said the league's being sidelined by Lex and the media, so the outsiders are going to be the ones who do it.
Okay, dead air.
Did you cut out?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. It was Discord. I thought I got a Discord
you
message
just
from
left
you.
some dead air.
I thought I got a Discord message from you, so I was checking it. I thought you cut out or
No,
something.
it's from Ed.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me just keep doing this.
Yay, behind the scenes footage, kids.
But yeah, like they're saying they're sidelined by the Lex, so they can't go into the city. But they're gonna send the outsiders in, and they say this will be absolutely terrible if we fail. We see the bioship stealth in with the team, the Young Justice, like unnamed Young Justice team, the outsiders. And so they say, okay, so Dr. X, the scientist who can copy himself, is going to be killing loyalists. So Team Beta is going to get him. Team Alpha, which is Brion, Terra, Cyborg, and Beast Boy, are going to infiltrate in the front. Jefferson says, "Barb, how'd you figure all this out? Is Batman still manipulating everything?" She's just like, "Shut up, dude. This is serious." I don't think he's still
Dude, shut
being
up.
mildly crappy, but like this is a big situation. Then we see
Right.
Lex and Slade are coordinating their assault, and they plan on debacling the whole situation. They are going to have, like, while they're involved in infiltrating, they're going to get hero registration pass, so they'll be able to like take out all the Justice League and just put all their heroes, Infinity Inc. at the top. It's a whole plans about how the Justice League is going to be like taken out, and it's going to be great, and we're going to be huge and famous. We're going to put inhibitor collars on everybody. Waller's going to get Batman. She's going to love it. It's going to be like, oh, it's going to be great. This is when Savage is like, all right, well, make sure the team fails. And Terra's like, or Slade is like, Terra is the key. When the moment comes, she's going to kill Beast Boy. And this is when we get that intro.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. I'm going to say, he's on a little low. Make sure his thing's not turned down too low now.
Oh, what is with this mic? I need a new mic.
Don't adjust it too much because you might cut out and I don't want to lose the recording.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I've been keeping an eye on Audacity now. Everything's doing fine.
So Bedlam is on the phone saying, someone named Wilhelm, like, oh, make sure everything's fine in the country, okay? Don't make the country's opposition is uprising, so we gotta make sure everything's cool. Just then, a boom tube opens. Bedlam's like, "Oh no, it's Connor. He beat me up in 5 seconds last time." He's like, "Yeah, it's me." So he runs off. That's what Connor sounds like. But then he was immediately taken out by Count Vertigo. But that's when Alpha Team, which is Cyborg, Terra, Brion, and Beast Boy, infiltrate in the middle of the room. Say, "Haha, we got you, Bedlam." Terra tries to control him, but he's just too tough with his like stone form, so he just like knocks. He's like literally backhands her. Brion tackles him out the window, just doing like a cameraman, the most dedicated cameraman I've ever seen in anything. He's like recording this insane,
Seriously,
insane superhero fight a foot away.
Yeah. By the way, Pete Danbury is his name.
All these specific names are making me crack up. They're so stupid. I don't know if he's actually a thing.
Shut up. Shut up. He's Pete Danbury's
it's like
important too.
What was the name? Todd Phillips or whatever you kept saying every episode.
It was Turd Ferguson.
Anyway. Terra and Beast Boy try to attack him. He keeps blocking all of their attacks. Suddenly, like, even though Superboy took him out in like a second, suddenly Baron Bedlam's like too tough for the entire team. Beast Boy manages to, or he breaks the Beast Boy's arm, monkey arm over his knee. It's really funny. Terra manages to finally take him down.
Wait. So what you're saying is he pulled a Bane only with an arm, not a back.
A very lamer Bane, just like Baron Bedlam is. I love that name, and I love his aesthetic of his powers. This is Bedlam,
everyone.
We see Gamma Team take out.
Right.
Yeah,
anyway,
Gamma
you were
Team takes
saying
out Double X, and they save the citizens.
Double X. No, not Double
Dr.
X.
X. Even though his name being Double X makes a lot more sense because he literally copies himself and his name is like X. He should be called Double X, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's so confusing. But and Beta takes out Vertigo finally. They call the Batcave with Batman Inc. and Wonder Woman watching on TV. Brion catches Bedlam in his hot lava, and he manages to like just start punching his face in with the as he has him captured, which is a very cool. Did Toph do something like this, or was it they did it to Aang, where like they had like the stone like make a big fortress around them, like capture just their head out. It's a very cool angle. Yeah.
Something like that.
Brion starts beating the crap out of Bedlam's face, and it's very, very cool. He's like just like completely breaking all the metal of the stone off of his face in front of the cameraman. He's ready to like kill him with a lava punch to his regular skin, but like
his name is Pete Danbury.
Beast Boy stops him from killing Bedlam on TV, and this one Slade's like, "Now, Terra, now take him out." Also in my notes I have it like written like, do you have it written as like T-A-R-A or T-E-R-R-A for Terra? Yeah, that's what she's in a superhero
T-E-R-R-A.
Regular Tara. It's weird. But anyway, yeah. Slade's like, now's when you kill Beast Boy on camera. And she's just like, all right, I'm going to do it. And this is when Artemis jumps out and says, no, and along with Halo. And he's saying, don't listen to Deathstroke. And they're like, what? Lex and Slade are like, huh? Everyone's just like, yeah. Yeah, it's a really funny reveal because Artemis says, we knew since before we found you. And I was just like, whoa! I was freaked out when that happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Artemis said that, I'm just like,
they knew way back
what?
since Batman first infiltrated the island and heard Slade talking to Shiva saying that she's not in the League anymore. It was like they knew she was undercover because Batman could tell his micro expressions, and it's so good. They just didn't expose her because they wanted her to be good and they wanted it to be her choice. Slade's like, no, be evil. Then she's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. And then just like they find out that she killed that dude, and it's just like what they've done to you. She ignores Slade finally, and she just tosses the rock away, tosses his Slade's earpiece out, and she just goes to hug Artemis. It's such a very touching scene. Yeah, Cyborg takes the earpiece, and like reverses the signal to find out where it is.
Right, yeah, like pretty much.
Jefferson
he's his own
appears in a
device.
hologram to Slade and Lex, and he says, "Oh, surprise, Lex, you're really there too, huh?" And this is when Brion is super pissed at Terra for not telling him that she was evil. And like, no one tells me anything. I'm so angry. And it's just like, just as that Markov ambassador guy, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, arrives and praises Brion, like, Brion, you did it. Oh my God, is that the princess? And but while he's distracting everybody, Bedlam escapes, and Brion just immediately catches him once again in the lava. Bedlam is just like, I'll never stop. I'm going to keep being evil forever. And then Brion says, Uncle Bedlam, I believe you. And then he just fills his mouth with hot lava, killing him instantly. Wow, what the hell's the cameraman's name?
Oh.
Yeah. What were you just owing about?
Turd Ferguson.
What were you just owing about?
Huh?
No. Before that, you were like,
You asked me what his name was, and I went, Turd Ferguson.
With that hot lava.
What did you just say happened?
That was a really, really gruesome death. That was insane.
Yeah. You're just like, why did you? Well, gee, maybe you would too if you saw
Hot
someone
lava. You gotta
get
say
their
like
mouth
he did every
filled
time.
with
But it's also like coming out
lava.
of his eyelids and then his nose. It's insanely graphic.
Yeah, it is.
The rocks were
It's
just
a good
someone's
thing he was
outside,
made
though,
of
so-
rocks, or else that would have been disgusting, you know?
God, that was insane. But like,
Matt, that was the joke. That was the joke.
the team is like
It
aghast and
really
disgusted
was.
at this. It's insane. They go up to see the dead Bedlam, and the ambassador's just like, "Yeah, Brion, everybody cheer, Brion, he's the king now." And all the citizens are like, "Yeah, he's the king now." And like the team goes and sees Bedlam dead, and then we see Brion's brother in Beverly Hills like, "What the hell is going on?" Gregor. Brion says, "Yeah, I'm happy. Finally." The whole team tells him like, "You did something terrible. How can you be happy right now? This is awful." He says, "Hey, man, what?" Or no, what were you saying? I'm going on forever.
Sorry, go on. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and Jim Force is like, "What are you talking about? Tara killed the guy, and she gets to go off scotch free." And Tara's like, "Yeah, I killed the guy. It was a bad thing.
And we need to turn ourselves in.
So I was never gonna do it again." And yeah, and she's like, she's the sensible one. She's like, "We need to turn ourselves in." And of course, Brion is less like, "No, how dare you? Look, listen to them. They
They
like
love my
us.
hot lava.
They're amazed at what we do." And of course, ew, gross. And of course,
ambassador.
that one guy whose name we're not gonna even try, is just like, I mean. This makes
He
Brion,
comes over and he's just like, "Hey, Brion, you
you'll
didn't
still
kill
be
him. It's
princess.
like
I
war.
mean,
You don't count it as
no
murder
harm,
when
no
it's a war.
foul, right?"
Come on, you were doing something good."
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the now King Brion is like, "Come join me, Tara." And Tara's like, look, I know you're okay with
And then
doing
we
it,
have like the
but
countrymen
I'm not
cheering
gonna
him on.
betray
This
my
way the
brother.
flashback to episode 1, and Brion's just like, "I deserve the throne," and it's just like, "Oh, Brion, what are you doing?" This is when Brion turns and gives a speech to the country and cameraman about taking the country from his brother, who's like, "My brother is very patient, but that's not what we need right now. We need hot lava." He just cheers everybody, and everyone's cheering him.
We need hot lava. And then he pulls a total Sith move and goes, and looks at Halo and goes, "Join me, Halo, and we can rule
turns him away.
this world as king and queen." And Halo's just like,
It's
breaks down,
insanely
cries,
depressing. But then like he tells
Artemis's
Nightwing, "Get all these heroes out of my
arms.
country."
And
And as we cut back to the hub, the team is commiserating Brion leaving. Everyone's very upset. But then in Metropolis, Slade says things could have gone worse. And Lex is like, "This is the best. We have all the proof we need. We have somebody killing. We can get heroes registered in no time. It's gonna be easy." And this is when they cut to the UN. Black Lightning saying, "I have all these documents that Lex is evil." It was a very funny cut. He says he's behind the trafficking, the chips, etc. But Lex is just like, "That's dumb." And then
Right.
protesters are all over the GBS station saying like, "Lex needs to leave." And Lex is like, "Hey, I'm making a statement. That's all fake news. Don't listen to that. That's fake news. We need to register heroes." And then suddenly, probably my favorite thing Connor's done this entire series. Legit. Connor, yep. Oh,
do
Connor
it.
comes onto stage saying that everything that
do
Black
it.
Lightning said was true. He tells him about Cadmus. He tells him that he is a clone made from Superman and Lex's DNA. He then goes on to talk about how the genomes were celebrated now in their own country or their own town or whatever the hell. And he says Superman comes on. He's like, "Connor is my brother, and we believe in him." And this is when Garth stands up and he's just like, "I call for the expulsion of Lex Luthor," and everyone's just like, "Yeah," and it's just really great, and everyone's happy. We got to Gotham City. Dick and Barb are celebrating as a couple, and they say, "Hey, God damn you!" Anyway, they say they
As they're
are
watching Todd
Troya,
Donner's new
saying, "Oh,
program."
she's the candidate for the next Secretary General." That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Also, the League and the Outsiders are trending positively over Infinity Inc. once again on the internet. This is what's really important. We see Tara leaving her court case. Shut up. Tara is leaving her court case.
So what does Todd Donner say about Tara?
She's on probation, and her brother is taking her into taking her into his custody. In Markov Berg, we see the the ambassador guy convincing Brion to allow someone back into his country. It is Jace. And I was like, oh, snap. Brion, what are you doing? This is when we go to Mongolia and we see the Light are happy. Despite Lex being outed, we see the ambassador is apparently a psychic, and that makes people give into the worst impulses. I was very surprised by this, because I didn't know who that character was. Savage says that he and Darkseid hashed out everything of their betrayals, and is saying, hey man, let's just both torture Granny Goodness. It'll be fine. And besides...
What I liked about this scene is he's like, I went to see Darkseid. We did have our differences, but at least, and the moment you see Granny getting tortured, he's like, we did find some common ground.
Besides
I'm
just
like,
in the corner getting off onto the creep.
I'm like, dude, Savage.
Yeah, this is when he says that they're going to keep an eye on the Halo girl because she is a key to them.
Right,
too.
I forgot about Desado.
In the Watchtower, we see Batman and Dick talking with Guy and the League and the Javelin. They're all. We see the Batman Inc. people. They list all of their members and all the people who are present. We see all the heroes are together once again at last on the Watchtower, all just hanging out and in video chat. As Jefferson arrives, we learn that he's staying on the team. And this is when Dick tells everybody that the task force about the anti-light task force that was behind everyone's back, all the successes and failures that are on their feet because they messed it up. This is when Wonder Woman, Cal, and McGann step down as the leads of the Justice League, and the entire group nominates Jefferson to lead them from now on. It was a very touching scene. I like that too. All the leaders in every group agree. Yeah, Jefferson tells Batman, like, hey man, no back deal crap.
Was, yeah,
no,
I liked it. It was great.
Stuff. We're going to be up front and everything. And this is when, I really, really like this line. He said, Jefferson gives a speech about how all the good guys fell from the path. He says, Savage, Teth Adam, Ra's al Ghul, and now Brion. And I was just like, oh my God. Saying that all those people were good guys, but they fell. That's such a cool thing. I love that to death.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah, especially because they said Teth Adam. I was like, oh, they mentioned Black Adam has actual, like, he was a good guy.
He really is. I
Savage,
agree.
same thing. He was the ultimate good guy, but then he became bad. It's like, it's such a cool, like, little shout out.
Right, yeah.
He goes on to say that the team can stay with young heroes, but they need to work 100%.
It was. I agree. I liked it.
With the team, which I think is a bad idea. This is.
Yeah, right. Wow, it's like, if anything, if this series taught us anything, it's that keeping secrets is bad.
Well, the team, the point of the team in the first, they did their job very good.
No, they did, but it's just like the moral of the story is we're gonna be up front. No more secrets. Gee, it's like season 2 didn't teach them anything.
Yeah. God, that was insane.
Anyway, that aside.
But yeah, listen, we cut to Happy Harbor. The GPS shows the Outsiders
with Todd Donner
have added, with whatever, Turd Ferguson, and they add Connor, Tara, and Forager to their team. We see a montage of, like, McGann looking upset that Connor's going to be a hero again, and she says, she tries to give him his ring back, but he says, no, I still love you. We're going to get married. And so that was a very cute thing to see. So they're remaining together. In Taos, we see Wendy taking off her collar.
Now that was cool. I like that.
Yeah. We see in Detroit, we see Vic saving Cisco Ramon from that bully guy. That's cool. We see Forager showing his true form to his students, and they're all like, hell yeah, dude. Was Bluebird still the girl, I forget her name. I only remember her superhero name, the blue-haired girl who kissed Halo.
Yeah.
Is she in the student still?
Yeah, she is.
She's
She's cheering, too.
Yeah, she's still in there.
Yeah, she was in there.
All right. Yeah, Harper Row.
Harper Row. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Halo is thinking about Brion, who we cut to, seeing that he is now in control of Infinity Inc. And on the tower, we see Jefferson looking out on Earth, saying, man, this is going to be good. And then we see Bibbo's Cafe.
Good old Bibbo.
Yeah, just having a nice celebration, just drinking and having a nice thing. We see a waitress pouring some coffee, and It's a Legion of Superheroes ring. Bum, bum, bum. For next season, I'm very hyped for that, dude.
Yeah. And there we have all of season 3 and...
Wait, not over yet.
Oh, it's not over yet.
Did you watch the end credit scene?
I did not.
You didn't? Oh my god, dude. The end credits scene.
Come on.
You remember the Lobo thumb that was cut off?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it turns into a
Oh,
little
you're right.
chibi,
You're right. I have
naked
seen this.
Lobo. He just turns around with his like dumb hand in his face, like, "Ooh, I'm so cute and gross," and then he gets squashed by the real Lobo, a big giant bundle of blood.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
It's so
that
gross,
was
but
this
yeah.
episode. It's just like the thumb. It's just like the bloated thumb of Lobo, and all of a sudden it like gets up and he's like, yeah, and then just stomp, and it's the real Lobo because there's only one.
Yeah, he walks away throwing a dang lit cigar on it, burning the ashes of the weird little baby Lobo.
Fucking right.
That was hilarious. But yeah, that is how we end
Yeah, that's the end.
Young Justice season 3.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
I really love this
man.
series, and I'm really hyped for the next one. DC does great animated shows, and
They really do.
And also with this, topically, we have the Snyder cut of the Justice League to look forward to when it's done being filmed.
No.
Yeah.
Matt, we are not doing a Snyder Cut episode.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that, dude. Because I'm going to be doing that on Movie Garbage with Ed. Because it cannot be
now
better.
Now you have to invite me to that one. Since
Oh,
we
you
did
will
the
be on
Young
that
Justice
one too.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Careful what you wish for, kids.
But yeah, that is the end of this episode of this episode of the podcast, but also the Young Justice as a whole. It is really, really cool. But I absolutely love
Young
the
Justice
season.
as a whole is done, which means episode 30, the next episode is going to be our season 1 finale.
Is it season 1 finale?
Right.
What do you mean?
As in, like, the next episode that we do, episode
Oh,
32
yeah.
of the podcast.
Yes, the series finale of Korra will be our season finale. And we will...
and expect a lot from that one, kids. Yeah. There is so much to talk about. But, Matt...
Yep.
You've kept me waiting this long. Now we're done with Young Justice, which is the one you decided that we were going to watch.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is going to be one of the 2 series that we watch in season 2 of Action Toon Bros?
Oh, well, the following episode or show we're going to be covering for the Action Toon Bros will be the Netflix She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, a series that I've completed at this point and I absolutely loved.
You're saying I have to actually watch a good show now?
Hey, how dare you? You're watching 2 great shows.
That came out incredibly wrong. Let me try that again.
How dare you?
What's this? You actually want me to watch a good show after a good show?
Yeah.
You didn't. I was worried that you're gonna have me watch something crappy.
I would never do that to this podcast. I wouldn't put myself through watching a bunch of shitty episodes of a bad show.
But still, so the actual She-Ra.
Yeah.
I've heard so many good things about that, and guess what? It's gonna be like Legend of Korra because I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's the first time watching it. I've seen the entire series already, and I absolutely love it. We have some great guests lined up for it as well.
Did it actually finish?
I just had the 5th season, and it finally wrapped up. Yep. Yeah,
wow.
Very in the zeitgeist. I really, really love that show. It's fantastic. Well, like you'll see, but like season 2 and 3 are kind of like split in the middle of like it's like a 7-episode season and a 8-episode season, but all the others are 13. It's very weird. But it's
Well, either way,
yeah. Wow. I can't wait to cover it because I absolutely love the show. We're gonna have some great guests. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be amazing. Like, I was expecting something different, maybe not exactly the best, but wow, you just curveballed.
Well, we gotta
me
keep
with
it.
this
We
one.
gotta keep it good, and we gotta keep it like popular shows.
You're right. We
got
gotta
bear
keep the
bugging
quality
me.
good. We gotta keep it good. Good old puppy. But yeah, just wow. I see. I can't even do a good segue with that because I'm just flabbergasted because it's something amazing. Like he's just like, yeah, you're gonna watch this. Oh, hey, remember that pure gold that I had you watch? Well, now I'm taking that gold away for even more.
It's gonna be
pure
totally worth
gold.
it, dude. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to cover it on the next season of this podcast. Like I said, we have great guests lined up. It's gonna be, but yeah, like I said, I love Young Justice, and I'm glad we finally got to cover it. I'm glad I got to gush about DC. Well, yeah.
Yeah, yep. And because now we're not going to unless it's like a season like a special.
Well,
Which by the way, I'm gonna try to
what?
convince you, Matt. We should do we
I know, right?
should words are hard, man.
Of course.
Words are hard, man. We should watch at least 4 of the
I want to do it. Yeah, we were
movies,
gonna try to do a
animated
special
movies.
thing.
Like,
yeah.
there's the one that the ones
Yeah,
that
I was gonna say
interested
I want to
in.
like do some research and find out which are connected or not. But I watched Judas Contract. I wanted to bring up when we were talking about Terra and Slade in this episode, which I saw was really, really good.
I have not actually
you said, you
watched
saw
that
Justice
one.
League Dark, which I still really want to see that too, but I've been holding off.
The first Justice League Dark is this isn't really a spoiler because everyone has seen at least a clip of it or anything, but it's like Batman and it should be called Justice League Dark.
I'm not too fond of that, but like I've seen the Suicide Squad movie, the Flashpoint movie. All of them are really, really good, and they are connected. I know. Flashpoint goes right into Suicide Squad, so I'm very curious if the connections are.
Yeah, I haven't watched the animated Flashpoint or
they're both
Suicide
excellent.
Squad.
They have a lot of really good voice actors in those too, but we can cover that when we get there.
Oh yeah, dude. DC does an amazing job with that, and as a whole for season 3 of Young Justice.
Absolutely, I love this season.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, yeah. And I was glad because there wasn't a lot with Darkseid because Darkseid didn't do much of anything except for planning, which is absolutely fine because Darkseid is just as threatening not doing anything.
I was he could have just said Darkseid is, and that would have been the end of it. that's what Darkseid is. It's fantastic. But yeah, I love the season. This is my favorite season of the series, just because like the level of like the villains to deal with, the level of the characters, the new stuff that's introduced that I'm not familiar with. It was all really worth it. I liked it a lot. All right, that wraps it up.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Our episode.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap this up. Because of the Justin Bieber concert that's going on.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Matt, reason why it's the Justin Bieber concert is because there's a certain thing we're not allowed to address when you put this on YouTube.
Corvid.
Yeah. You're not allowed to mention the everyone getting down with the sickness.
Screw YouTube. That's not where I do it. That's what
anyway. For YouTube's sake, because oh no, we can't let people know what's already out there. Which by the way, I hope you all are still
everyone
doing
be safe.
the whole
that's why we're recording this
thing,
remotely
wearing
still.
masks. Yes, please. Yes, I was gonna say this is the second episode we did from home because we are observing social distancing as well. Please be safe, and if you feel any symptoms, even if they're minor,
any plugs on your end?
Unfortunately, because of this whole thing that we just got done talking about, my plans have been on hold for the time being.
The
yours on the
King
other
podcast
hand
continues to go on. The audio drama I'm doing solo is very, very fun. It's very, very cool. Listen to that. Matthew Lewis podcasts on Patreon. Matthew Lewis P on Twitter. The YouTube Matthew Lewis podcasts. Everything else going down. Check it out. Look forward to our new series, our next season. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the Korra finale done soon, but we'll fingers crossed. A lot of guests we got to wrangle.
Yeah, fingers crossed on that one. And actually, also, Matt, as you may have briefly mentioned at the beginning of this episode, you are doing a new thing on Matthew Lewis Podcasts. Am I mistaken?
What, the movie garbage?
No, not movie garbage. Something about streaming.
Oh, yeah, the Twitch channel. Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Twitch, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be under Matthew Lewis Podcast, rather than having multiple channels to stick it to one, but, he's going to be doing some streaming on that. And who knows, maybe I'll join him for some of them. Maybe he'll have guests if the whole streaming thing goes off. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
But,
yep,
now, from us to you, we already told you guys to be safe, but we always got to send them off with the right thing, so...
Of course.
Matt?
Keep it sleazy.